looking at his old teammates. It's Mark Grammet-Bauer. Still has his Islanders gear and mask. There's a look at his split between Gatineau and Charlottetown last year. He was traded at the draft for Noah Massey and Samuel Meisenheimer, both in the Islanders lineup tonight. And it's Matt Welsh's first opening night start at home. Blademan Dixon last year, Mason McDonald the year before that. So Matt Welsh gets the opening night start.
Third year, it finally gets a crack to kick it off in the home season. Switched up the gear for all your gear fanatics out there. Wearing Bauer now.
QMJHL Friday Night Hockey is proudly presented by Nova Scotia Power and the comfort of a heat pump. myheatpump.ca. And we're in the comfortable confines of the George Matthews broadcast gondola at the Eastlink Center.
Yeah, he's not too far from us. The living legend. Self-proclaimed living legend. No, I'm kidding.
No,
he's a living legend.
He is modest. He's got over 1,000 NHL games, and he's flanked by Corey Arsenault. They do the Islanders radio broadcast. Mike and I happy to do the TV broadcast. And there is the Zebra crew for tonight. Matt Hicks and Nolan Cornish on the lines. Tim Amell and Ross Wellner are calling the penalties. And we're set for another season, Mike. Will Bauer, the former Moncton Wildcat, takes the draw against Jacob Hudson. And it's won by Will Bauer. So, folks, print out a roster sheet because there's a lot of changes on both sides. Charlottetown with just a handful of guys from opening night last year. Moncton with even less.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting as all these players, a lot of new players, new to the league. Not only new to the team, but new to the league, especially for the Islanders. I think they have 6 to 7 Ontario-born players on this roster.
Lines are cycling through the top of your screen, brought to you by Burrito Jacks. Thank you to Burrito Jacks Charlottetown for catering our pregame meal. Or at least mine, Mike. I don't think you got yours tonight.
No, I'm still looking for it.
you snooze, you lose.
I'm a little hungry.
Simon Lecroux, second-year defenseman out of Switzerland, dumps the puck in deep. Jeremy McKenna, one of 3 Prince Edward Island natives on this Moncton team. Hunter Drill, chop it high off the end glass. Lecroux down to the knees, gloves it ahead, picked back up by Hunter Drew. Here's Adam Marsh. This guy could be a key player this year for the Islanders.
Well, Marsh probably getting a little bit more of a role. He really kicked in for them in the playoffs last year. Time shoulders, grit and jam. Going to get a lot more minutes than he's used to this season.
Anderson McDonald stopped by Hunter Drew on the way over the line. Marsh, Alexandrov, McLeod. You call this the first line for the Islanders. Marsh, 2-on-1. The passes in the skates of Gregor McLeod. Marsh tries to tuck it in short side. Grammet-Bauer there. Mike, I saw Mark Grammet-Bauer play in Halifax in an exhibition game a couple of weeks ago. He was outstanding.
Well, he's simply going to build on that outstanding run he had down the stretch for the Islanders and into that playoff season. He carries that confidence through this year to start it off, and being a proclaimed number 1 from the start of the year, good things for the Wildcats.
Now out there you've got a line of Keith Getz and Matt Grouchy and newcomer Marcel Berube. Here is Keith Getson from Bridgewater. Grouchy chases the puck down into the corner. What a breakout year for Matt Grouchy last year, Mike.
Well, Grouchy living up to the hype as he kind of came through here. A gritty, jammy kind of guy, gets into spaces. Going to be interesting his season. I think he's going to be one of the up-and-coming new stars for the Islanders.
Another new player, Brendan Clavel from Kapuskasing, Ontario. You alluded to it, Mike. There's guys from all over Canada on the Charlottetown team.
Yeah, nobody from the West yet. It's only early in the season. Pro camps, there could be a few dub guys make their way to the island yet.
Here's Kyle West. And he's not from the West. He's from Burlington, Ontario. Draft pick of the Guelph Storm. Quick shot by Thomas Casey from a sharp angle, and looks like they're firing everything at Mark Grammet-Bauer to start.
Well, trying to get a test of him, looking at Mark Grammet-Bauer early on, put pucks in the net, that'd be the message. So let's get a look at this high stick going on down in the corner here, and it looks like Hunter Drew comes through, gets the high stick up, no call. Made by the officials, got it up high there on Jacob Pelche, who we talked about in the opening night, and there's Thomas Casey, Charlottetown native, in an interview with Matt to kick it off, trying to put it upstairs where they hang the pots and pans. the Paterno pots and pans in case of Thomas Casey.
Dominic Hache called up to replace the injured Jamin Allison. And, of course, P.O. Joseph still away at Arizona Coyotes camp, making quite the impact, we're told.
Well, if P.O. Joseph sticks around for any length of time and plays the Daniel Sprong game, then Jim Holton's going to get a lot grayer.
That gets past Hache. A late cut out of the Charlottetown training camp. Forced off the puck by Jacob Hudson. Back to the point with Coop. His shot is deflected on the way through. Moncton still without a shot over 3 minutes into this game. Hache out of Moncton. Now Hunter Drew controls. Cross-ice pass for Samuel Meisenheimer, one of the players that came back in that Granite Bauer deal. Played 48 games for these Wildcats. Here's Gregor McLeod in the slot, shot, and a diving block by overage defenseman Olivier Desjardins. Gregor McLeod, look at him dangle. Gregor McLeod.
Oh, first line. I was going to say Gregor McLeod, rookie last year, first line this year. We talked about the former Campbellton Tiger a lot last year. He's got lots of skill, lots of hockey sense, showing off the fancy foot and handwork there.
Here's the rookie Pelche. He bails out as he hears Vestarinen coming down the track. McLeod posts up behind the net. Looks around for a defenseman to come get the puck. These teams have been training camp for over a month. Are they ever happy to get the season started? Pelche steals the puck. Here's McKenna on his backhand. Doesn't get much of a shot away. He's steered to the corner by Taylor Egan. Waringa from the point. Rebound comes to Mika Sear. McKenna trips Grouchy. No call.
Too many men on the ice for the Islanders there, maybe, too. Okay. Everybody's working their game one of the year.
Getson battling in the corner. Pelche still out there for the Wildcats. Pelche, McKenna, and G. Blackmore. The reigning MVP of the Nova Scotia Eastlink Major Midget Hockey League, wearing 27 for the Wildcats.
And Blackmore, impressive in his call-up and his AP time last year with the Wildcats and the Truro Bearcats. This kid just lit it up.
G. Blackmore was awesome for Truro last year. We'll talk a bit about that as the game goes on.
And let's get a look at Gregor McLeod. Right here, a little turnover. Look at this nifty move here. Tries to come through the slot. Good job for the Wildcats D. Another look at it. Look at the foot and handwork there by McLeod. Impressive.
Looks like he's gotten maybe an inch taller, too.
Filled out a little bit, a little smaller last year. Had an opportunity at times when the Islanders were missing some bodies due to injury to play up in the roster. He's going to get all kinds of opportunity to play up this year. He might be as up as high as you can go.
Fourth line out. Casey Tunn out there with Kyle West and Thomas Casey. Ton. It's spelled Ton, but it's Ton. That's a new one. I haven't heard of that before.
Not like Canton.
Governor Brady Pataki will ice the puck for the Moncton Wildcats. And the face-off will come all the way back to the left of Mark Grammet-Bauer.
There's a look, G. Blackmore. We were talking about it before, Chris. So last year, he had 14 points in 16 MHL games with Truro in the playoffs.
In the playoffs.
He's a midget call-up. He's an AP, and he gets 14 points in 16 games. Called up to the Wildcats last year for 8 games. And in his call-up last year at 8 games, he had 5 points at Major Junior. So what's this kid going to do with the whole season?
He scored at every level, and he just came out of the high school ranks, a free agent signing, and a good one by the Moncton Wildcats. Hunter Drew's shot deflected. Talk about his time in Truro last year. He started, in a bottom 6 role, was centering the second line, and at times playing on the first line and the first power play unit.
And he's an AP midget.
Gave Sean Evans no choice. We'll be in Truro tomorrow night to see the Bearcats and the Valley Wildcats.
Jacob Stewart will be there tomorrow night.
Yeah, he didn't play. We had Valley on opening night, and I tell you, Cole McLaren played a heck of a game last week. They've got a good goaltending situation there.
There's some good goaltending in the MHL all around.
Kevin Reesoff probably get the start tomorrow night for the Truro Bearcats. He's a name from the past.
Max Musa.
There's Anderson McDonald. Backhand pass through center to Brody MacArthur. Matt Welsh out to play the puck under pressure. Now Meisenheimer on the left wing, and he's crunched from behind. Penalty coming up. We'll get a look at it when we come back. The Charlottetown Islanders will go to their first power play of the season. You're watching Quebec Major Junior Hockey League Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV.
When we got our heat pump installed, I loved using a qualified installer. I was expecting the installation to be a lot more complicated. In the end, they handed me the remote and said, "Here you go."
This program is presented by Nova Scotia Power, myheatpump.ca.
KKP Charlottetown has something for everyone. They provide digital production, wide format, direct mail, posters, signs, and items for the most challenging marketing needs. Locally owned and operated for 30 years, KKP Charlottetown is ready when you are.
Welcome back. The most important player on the Charlottetown Islanders roster this year could very well be their starting goaltender, Matt Welsh. Matt Welsh coming off a sophomore season where he had a goals against average of 3.54 and the save percentage just a shade under 900. Spoke with Welsh before tonight's game. He said, wasn't happy with the first half of last season. He said, I thought I had a real good second half. I said, what's the most important thing you learned last season? He said, professionalism. Being around drafted players like Cameron Kiley, Daniel Sprong, Philip Schlappy. He said, taught me the importance of putting the most recent game in the rearview mirror and preparing for the next game like it's the most important one of the season. Chris?
Thanks so much, Matt. And of course, a reminder to our PEI viewers that Island View returns for its 8th season, Tuesday, October 17th. Of course, Matt hosts that show each week as he shines the spotlight on the people, places, and events that make up the fabric of Prince Edward Island.
8 years, he hasn't had me on yet.
Oh, you're going to have to talk to the producer.
I have enough to say when I'm on here. Don't need me on Monday nights in Island View.
The KKP Power Play, the first ever KKP Power Play, and welcome to our new Power Play sponsor.
It'll be interesting to watch this Islanders Power Play, of course. Shouldn't come near the numbers last year, a second in the league at 25.7%. If it does, Jim Holton will be really happy.
Taylor Egan, we're going to call a glove pass on Egan. Looked like he knocked it down to himself.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion here. The Islanders bench kind of have their hands up looking for a call there from referee Tim Hamel. Decent crowd here for a nice first fall night. Turned to autumn this afternoon.
Beautiful evening outside tonight in Charlottetown. As Adam Marsh is pulled down. And Jim Holton's got the arms up. That's two guys who have been hogtied on the way into the zone.
Yeah, if you're Jim Holton or you're a broadcaster in a certain maritime TV network, you're not going to get on the officials 8 minutes into the season. Saving that up, hopefully.
Like you said, everybody's first night.
Yeah.
Right. Breakaway pass just gets past Gregor McLeod. Cycle look for Adam Marsh. Westerlingen steps up.
It's interesting that they have Aspero out here on the kill playing forward. He plays D, but he played some fourth line forward for them last year. Has been a D. He's playing forward on the kill.
Grouchy steps in off the wing. Shot is blocked by Jacob Arsenault. Can't find the puck. Aspero will just get it out over the line. Islanders changing. Hunter Drew from Kingston, Ontario to Keith Getson. He'll chip it in deep, chase it down. Getson slaps the puck back around the boards for Drew. Getson now Grouchy's got some room. 4 seconds left in the power play. Drew shot deflects Bauer. And Grammet Bauer goes post to post.
I don't know if that was intentional pass by Hunter Drew or deflected. It looked like a dandy.
Massey's going to take a hooking penalty here, as Dunga couldn't get his shot away. So right after they kill the penalty off, the Moncton Wildcats will get a power play. As Noah Massey's going to go for hooking.
Oh, Massey, former Moncton Wildcat, we'll get a look at it here. Look at this little deflection. Worked out almost a slap pass and just off the toe of Mark Ramapauer as he pushed across. And there we see Noah Massey with the reach in on Big Dunda. Number 63, Liam Dunda, former Plymouth Whaler. 6'4", 217, big boy.
Also spent time in Owen Sound and Sudbury. One of the overagers here with Moncton. Here's LeCoult's shot. Scoots out to Jack Tucker. He goes back across for Jeremy McKenna. Mika Sear, dangerous offensive threat. But his pass takes a hop off the board, will come all the way back to the Moncton zone.
Yeah, Mika Sear has been battling an injury all through training camps. Good to see him in the opening roster tonight. The former Fredericton Canadian / Fredericton Capital midget player. He's grown a little bit too. We talked about filling in physically. If these guys are still teenagers and there's a lot of growing that can happen, and he's got some skill.
Well, it's interesting with me, or to me, about Mika Sear. He and Peyton Hoyt played on that Fredericton team on the same line, and they're both kind of in the same boat as they come into this season. Here's Arsenault. Cross. McKenna waits. Toe drag. Shoots up high. Nicholas Welsh, brother of Charlottetown goaltender Matt. Cross ice. McKenna goes back across. He tried to bank it in off a few skates in front. Arsenault again. McKenna from a shooting position. Stopped, rebound, and cleared by Casey Tone.
Good job there by Saki Vestarainen in front, boxing out, tying up his man and clearing that play down. Nice patience by the Islander killer.
Welsh for Peltier. Look at the speed of Jacob Peltier into the zone, but it's slapped away by Clavel. Arsenault under pressure. Welsh, whoa, sharp bounce. And his brother has to get out and knock it down.
You think there's a little side bet going on with the Welsh boys?
Always.
Well, I wonder what the stakes are. I know his parents are watching the game and they follow on social media. I wonder, there must be something going on.
Well, they're big fans of Eastlink TV, the Welshers, I know. There's Peltier. Under pressure on the back check. Vestarainen. Inside 9 minutes, a quick pace to this first period on opening night. Thomas Casey down the left wing, dumps it into the right side corner. West forechecking, puts a body on Warringah. West. Casey will come back to the point for Egan. Egan shoots through a crowd, it's knocked down. Hudson trying to relieve the pressure, and he will ice the puck.
QMJHL Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV is brought to you in part by Burrito Jacks, KKP, a division of the Quick Copy group of companies, and Nova Scotia Power, myheatpump.ca.
It's quite the view right there.
It's good. Vanilla Sky. Beauty Vanilla Sky.
That was a weird movie, wasn't it?
I didn't know if you were going to bring it up, but yeah, it was a little weird.
Well, I had Tom Cruise in it. It's bound to be a little bit weird.
That's when he was still married to Nicole Kidman, right?
I don't know. I'm more of a Katie Holmes guy myself.
It's a 0-0 game. We're talking like it's an 8-0 game. Okay.
Here's Gregor McLeod. Teams are back at even strength. 8 minutes left in the first period. Shots 3-2 in favor of the visiting Moncton Wildcats.
Jacob Hudson, I noticed off to the side, having a little sparring match there with Nikita Alexandrov.
Oh, Jacob Hudson is the nephew of former pro tough guy Dennis Bonvie. So Mr. Alexandrov might want to do a bit of research before he gets into that one. Gregor McLeod cutting in on the right wing. Backhand pass, and a nice job to break it up using the leg.
Wow, does Gregor McLeod look lights out 12 minutes into the season?
Very good, does McLeod look. Grouchy pushes it ahead, diving pass block from McCool. Jaspero backhands it. Egan stumbles. Here's Dunda down the left side. Tries to cut in, and he's pushed into the end boards by Clavel.
Big Dunda getting pushed around there. He said the former Don Mills Flyer and Plymouth Whaler and Owen Sound Attack and Sudbury Wolf. 232 games in the OHL.
But he is pushed off the puck there by 5'10" Brendan Clavel.
232 games, 53 points, 230 penalty minutes, and a -23.
We've got a penalty call because there's 6 Islanders skating around on the ice.
And we saw that earlier. The Islanders were very close to the bench. Too many bodies on. And like we said, new to the league, new team, can be tough. There's still 6 out there.
Oh, yeah, no, they were playing with 6 guys right there.
There's... We got 5 in the screen there. One just went to the bench, and then there's a couple at a camera. Jim Holt's looking down at Guy Girard, and Guy's not looking back. They're having a chat. What happened?
Somebody missed their guy somewhere, but yeah, you're right, Mike. That's bound to happen.
Combinations are different. Everybody's different. I know you and me were having lots of looks at the paper here tonight. We're used to the numbers of, especially the Islanders, and they're all changed. The bodies that are filling out those sweaters and those numbers.
That's right. We've got our rosters held pretty tightly here tonight. There's nights when we can do it without a sheet of paper. This isn't one of them. Brady Pataki. Welsh loses his stick, goes for a skate. Oh my!
Matt Welsh switched his gear this year. I said that to the gear fanatics. No, he switched over to Bauer gear and a Bauer stick. Said some interesting handling issues here tonight so far. Curious, I'd like to talk to him sometime about what he thinks of the switch from CCM to Bauer. It's a thinner pad. A Bauer pad's a thinner pad.
So that lighter, you mean, or
it's a lighter, thinner pad, and the puck feels different coming off it. The CCM's a little bit thicker, a little more traditional. He would have had a bit of a roll in the CCM. He's got a flat pad there with the Bauer, so I won't get technical on all this stuff. Those are the ones that Henrik Lundqvist can kick the puck to the other end.
Gotcha. I'll tell you what, it looks like he's been working with his puck handling with Paul Drew sitting up behind us tonight.
Paul Drew, one of the best puck handlers. He used to coach me at UPI. He's a dandy with the puck.
I'll tell you what, there's a couple of fantastic goaltenders sitting up behind us doing video work for competing teams. Paul Drew and Joey Piriconi sitting right behind us.
A couple guys who stop the puck, yeah, for sure, up there, comparing notes with each other. But we'll watch Matt Welch and the rebounds, because those pads are built. You know, a lot of say, oh, he's kicking out rebounds. Those pads are built to kick out big rebounds way out.
Kick them past the
slot kind of thing.
Gotcha. There's Mika Sear inside 5 minutes. Nothing doing on this power play for the Moncton Wildcats. Sear play it back to the blue line for LeCoupe. He flips one toward the net. Blocker saved by Welch. Hunter Drew corrals the puck, and he's going to have time to lug it out. Back at even strength. Will Bauer runs into the snow fort over by the benches.
Islanders almost got caught again. They had 6 guys down.
Egan. He's looked good in his first period. Taylor Egan, 19-year-old. There's Marsh. Cuts in!
And that's when there. Marsh, we'll get a look at that later on. Marsh goes to the net. Alexandrov standing still in the slot. He's got to learn in the North American game, you go to the net. You don't stand back in the slot.
Marsh again! Adam Marsh is just dominating this ship. There's Gregor McLeod. Oh, Vestorina. Marsh is going to like being in more of an offensive role this year. You can already see it.
Well, I think so, given the opportunity. And we've seen that so often around the league, Chris. These guys have been third and fourth liners their first couple of years around or 3 years around. All of a sudden, they're in a rebuild kind of mode. They get promoted up, and they shine. We've seen it here in Charlottetown.
Marcel Berube finishes the hit on the captain, Welsh. There's Kyle West. Hard to miss him out there, 6'3", 200. He's been all around the puck in this first period.
All over the place, the former Brantford 99er. As you said, Junior B in Ontario, and one that Jim Holton discovered this summer at his summer showcase. Came back, 7 Ontario guys in the Islanders roster this year.
And you might wonder, Brantford 99ers. Well, Brantford's the hometown of who?
Wilf Paymont?
99.
I know that. Wasn't Wilf Paymont the other guy who won 99, or Rocky Paymont? Rocky Paymont, the only other player to wear 99 in the NHL.
You're the trivia buff.
I think it's Rocky Paymont, wore it with the Colorado Rockies. Someone will let me know on social media.
Anderson McDonald slides it into the slot. Well, Mike, we've talked about it off here tonight, talked about how the Islanders will need to have a better commitment to defense. They've been much better protecting the front of their own net. I know it's a small sample size.
Oh, a lot better in front, and we'll show some highlights here in the intermission about that. And interested to see Saki Vestarainen, and we talk about rookies coming back, how he adjusts after being around P.O. Joseph and so many of those talented Islanders D last year, Carl Neal, Johan Brisebois, the likes of that. What's that done to reform his game in his sophomore year?
Nikola Milosh. Well, how good was that Islanders decor last year?
Well, yeah, like we said on our numerous broadcasts, hockey scouts, NHL scouts said that's like wouldn't be much better decor in all of Canada in junior hockey.
Waringa. And the Islanders were close. They were very close with that squad last year. Dunda. He goes down on a check from Vestarainen there.
Big boy Dunda's been down on the ice a lot tonight.
Icing called with 1:28 left in the first period. Here's Coach Holton. Always has a good reaction for us. That was after the too many men call.
KKP Charlottetown and newest location KKP Halifax are proud to sponsor this broadcast. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, they offer quality product and service for all your printing needs, large or small. KKP, yes, we can. Did you know Nova Scotia has the perfect climate for heat pumps? A heat pump can help reduce your home heating cost, and there are financing options available for getting a heat pump. For more information, novascotiapower.ca/heat pumps.
Darren Rumble is third year as the head coach here in Moncton, and he's done a real good job. I mean, they were so bad last year, we can't sugarcoat it, but he's done a good job with what he's had.
Well, he's looking forward, he thinks he can't get much lower than last year, and he's looking to rebuild and bright future in Moncton with some of the young talent, the new arena coming, and Darryl Rumble, of course, very familiar to PEI and PEI fans, played here in the AHL with the PEI Senators back in the day and was a real fan favorite, Darren Rumble, and then, of course, up in the NHL with Philadelphia and Ottawa and Lakes, so real good reputation around hockey circles.
Well, and he's on that Hockey Canada path as well, as he's done some work with them at high-profile international events. And I know a couple guys that actually played with Darren Rumble, and they also say he was the best teammate they ever had.
Yeah, he's a guy, he was ready to rumble if he needed to be too, would stick up for teammates, was great around here. I know, being in university at the time, and around the Senators and that, really popular with the fans, always out in the community kind of guy, and solid guy, and making a great name for himself in the coaching ranks.
Face off to the left of Matthew Welsh. Shots just 4 apiece here in this first period. If you had to wonder if the Charlottetown Islanders have changed their plan of attack.
Defense.
20 shots a period used to be the average for these guys last season.
Yeah, the give Islanders nightmare, goaltenders nightmares coming in.
I like their structure here in the first period.
Well, that's the plan with Coach Holton this year. We talked about a lunch pail team that's going to have to stick to structure, stick to form, stick to the game plan. Seeing it so far, they're looking to play those 3-2, 4-3 kind of games.
Really earn their goals.
Yes, make the other team earn their goals and capitalize on mistakes.
Hunter Drew skating well tonight. Will Bauer inside a minute remaining in the first period. Grouchy, Bauer, and Getson. Good battles along the boards. Maybe not high-flying and exciting Daniel Sprong-type hockey here, but well played and good hard work so far in this first period. Here's McKenna and Pelche. Jeremy McKenna buries that shot short side. That's Daniel Sprong-esque.
Well, we talk about the Ontario talent. There's some PEI talent across the bridge. Jeremy McKenna, great little play. Nicholas Welsh, the veteran, threads the needle, and watch McKenna zing. Just freezes Matt Welsh. Let's watch it here. Freezes. I think Matt Welsh was thinking pass all the way, and he made no mistake about it. Jeremy McKenna, the top point getter coming back to this Moncton Wildcats roster. He's the top returning point getter, 26 points.
Not a bad fifth-round pick, though, Jeremy McKenna.
Very good fifth-round pick. Led PEI in scoring at the under-16, played out at Notre Dame, turned a lot of heads. Wildcats took a jump on him, and it's paid off.
Puck bounces back for Desjardins at the point. Dunda turns.
Assistant number 77, Nicholas Welsh.
So Nick Welsh picks up the only assist on that goal. And that is going to be our myheatpump.ca cool play of the period.
We'll get a look at it. Wants the pass by Nick Welsh when he gets it here. Just threads the needle to save it right there through the legs of Grouchy. What a quick release. Jeremy McKenna. And there's the little look to Pelche, and I think that threw Matt Walsh off. And McKenna saw an opening, and he buried it.
The myheatpump.ca cool play of the period. Well, that was the only goal of the period. Jeremy McKenna from the other side of this beautiful island has the Moncton Wildcats out in front, 1-0.
For advertising opportunities on Eastlink TV, please email eastlinkTVads@eastlink.ca. Did you know that heat pumps work year-round, keeping you warm in winter and providing cool comfort during the summer? A heat pump can reduce humidity, pollens, and allergens. For more information, novascotiapower.ca/heatpumps.
KKP Charlottetown has something for everyone. They provide digital production, wide format, direct mail, posters, signs, and items for the most challenging marketing needs. Locally owned and operated for 30 years, KKP Charlottetown is ready when you are. Au Naturel on Eastlink TV is presented by Garden of Life Canada. gardenoflife.com.
I'm Dr. Callie Simmons.
And I'm Dr. Lana McMurray.
As naturopathic doctors, we believe in a collaborative healthcare approach to support you in making informed health choices.
Join us and our guests each week as we discuss some of the most current health issues on Au Naturel and Eastlink TV.
For as long as you know precisely what you want, kinda, sorta, maybe, we'll be there to make the link. Get the channels you want with TV Channel Exchange.
Hey boys, this is your shot. This ain't intramurals anymore. This is the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. You excel here. You're going to a little league that's nicknamed The Show. We'll be watching. Show us what you got on Eastlink 10 and 610. Available only to Eastlink customers.
My name's Mark. I'm an alcoholic.
Dorothy T. and I am an alcoholic.
I'm an alcoholic. My name is Victoria.
My journey in AA started years ago when I reached the outside limits of my desperation.
And then these people, just gathered around me. That was the fellowship in action.
If I carry any sort of message with my story, it's that, keep coming back and that this thing does work.
If you have a problem with alcohol, contact AA. It works.
Welcome back to Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV. After one period, the Moncton Wildcats lead the Islanders by a score of 1-0. Pleased to be joined now off the ice by Islanders forward Keith Getson. Keith, a long exhibition schedule, a long training camp. You started almost a month ago. How good did it feel to get a period of, I don't want to say real hockey, but real hockey under your belt there?
Yeah, it feels really good. Training camp is definitely really long, and it's nice to get the regular season going for sure.
I thought a pretty good first period for both teams. Lots of flow. Sometimes that first period of real hockey can be kind of discombobulated and scrambly. Your thoughts on the first 20 from your guys' point of view?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's our first real game together, so I don't know. I thought we played a pretty good period. Would have been nice to get out of it 0-0 or even 1-0 for us, but that's okay. We'll come back hard in the second.
Expectations obviously a little different for this hockey club this year. Last year expectations were much higher, and of course the ride all the way to the semifinals. People don't seem to have very real high expectations for the hockey team inside that room amongst junior teammates. What are your expectations?
Well, we think whatever is in the inside of the dressing room right now, whatever we think matters, and whatever on the outside doesn't matter. People can call us an underdog or whatever, but we like that role, so we're going to do well, I think.
Last year, your line, along with Krejci and Akan, was one of the best lines on the team. Some nights, the best line, and you guys sometimes snuck up on the opposing team, but this year, I'm sure they'll be ready for you. How do you approach this season from that point of view?
Yeah, we definitely had a good season last year, but I don't think we get prepared any differently. I think we go into the game doing the same thing we did last year, and we had a good season, so I'm sure we'll do it again this year.
You're a very young hockey team. I think 9 rookies and 13 players who are new to this league. You're a fourth year. You're a veteran guy this year. What kind of experience can you draw on from your first couple years in the league to pass on to some of your newer teammates?
Well, I definitely had a bunch of leaders, really good leaders over my years here. Oliver Cooper, Ryan McKinnon, Ross Johnson, all those guys. So I definitely have a lot of stuff to say to the younger guys and put them along, so I don't know, it's pretty good.
Last question for you, Keith. What would you like to see be the single identifying trait of this hockey team this season?
Well, I just want us to be a hard-working team, kind of a gritty team, and I think that's what we're going to be. We're going to come out every night and work hard, and we're never going to take a night off, so that's what I want.
Keith, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Keith Getson of the Charlottetown Islanders. Stay with us. You're watching the season premiere of Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV. After one period, the Wildcats lead the Islanders 1-0. Adam Marsh with a good chance on a rush for the Islanders. Look at for 19 this year.
When we got our heat pump installed, I loved using a qualified installer. I was expecting the installation to be a lot more complicated. In the end, they handed me the remote and said, "Here you go."
This program is presented by Nova Scotia Power, myheatpump.ca.
KKP Charlottetown and newest location KKP Halifax are proud to sponsor this broadcast. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, they offer quality product and service for all your printing needs, large or small. KKP, yes, we can.
Welcome to My Kitchen is presented by Egg Farmers of Nova Scotia. Eggs, natural goodness packed with protein.
This is definitely not diet friendly, but hey, it's worth it.
Sweet, savory, spicy. Joan McElman takes you through a world of flavors.
God, that smells so good, those almonds and the butter.
Welcome to My Kitchen, Sundays at 6:30 on Eastlink 10 and HD 610.
I'm Joan McElman, and you're always welcome in my kitchen.
Available only to Eastlink customers.
From the day that the doctor said she has cancer, and the nurse held my hand and looked at me and said, "You're on a new journey now." The day she got her wish, it was like the journey just took a different corner. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel.
Hi, Mike Holmes here with some advice that could save your life. I'm talking about radon. It's the #2 cause of lung cancer in Canada. Radon is radioactive gas that comes from the ground. You can't see or smell it, but almost every home has it. The question is, how much? Protect your family. Get your home tested. It's easy. And if you have high levels, a certified radon professional can reduce it for a reasonable cost. Make it right. Find out more at takeactiononradon.ca.
This Old Guitar is brought to you by O'Brien's Music in St. John's.
Round for my shoes. You're the that I hand me the money. You're walking blues, yeah.
I'm just too old again and I've lost my tired mind.
Join host Larry Foley and his guests for This Old Guitar, Tuesdays at 9 on Eastlink 10 and HD 610. Available only to Eastlink customers.
Sir, could you step over here, please? Is there anything you want to tell me?
Like what?
Like maybe you're out to protect the environment?
Give scholarships to kids? Fight blindness?
Help the elderly?
Feed the hungry?
Well, I only asked because you got a little lion in you. See? Right there. Right next to
whatever that other thing is.
We're getting killed on the board. This is your territory, Grimson. Do your job.
Grimson.
Hello?
Al? All right. the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout.
Love. Pass it on.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Welcome back to the season premiere of Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV. After one period, if you're just joining us, the Wildcats lead the Islanders by a score of 1-0. Well, coming off their most successful season in franchise history, the Charlottetown Islanders will look a lot different this year. Their roster features 9 rookies and 12 players making their Q-League debut. I spoke yesterday with Islanders head coach and general manager Jim Hulton to get his thoughts on this year's version of the Charlottetown Islanders.
You spoke recently about the word patience and how that's not often associated with yourself, but that might be your biggest challenge this year. Do you see that being your biggest challenge?
Well, potentially. I mean, I think every season has its own script, and games aren't won or lost on paper. We hear that all the time. So everyone has this earmark to have a horrible season because of what went out the door, but nobody's looking at what stayed and what came in the door, and I think that's up to us as a collective group to prove people wrong and to see where this journey takes us. Every season requires patience. There's different forms of it. When you have an older, talented team like we had last year, we had to back off some of the robotic systems and let them go and play. That's not easy for a coach. Sometimes with a younger club, we might have to be the opposite. We might have to be a little bit more stringent with our structure and our systems, but that takes time. It takes time to integrate all these new faces into a collective unit, but again, for me, that's the part of the challenge that I really relish as a coach, and I know along with Brad and Guy, we're really looking forward to it.
By trading Mark Graham at Bauer to Moncton, you essentially have announced that Matt Walsh is your #1 goaltender this year. It's his 3rd year. What are you expecting from him between the pipes?
Well, Matt's going to be an integral part of our success this season. You know, he's poised and ready to be that 40-plus game #1 goaltender in this league. He's served an apprenticeship really in a couple of different stages. Year #1 as an underage, probably exceeded our expectations. I think he had 20-plus games with Mason being at the World Juniors, performed very well, really with no pressure and no expectations on him. Last year, come back, a little bit of an up and down season. I think probably self-admittedly would like to do over on some parts of the season, but learned a heck of a lot. Still had to keep ourselves in mind he's only 17, but the whole master plan dating back to when this young man was drafted was for him to eventually assume the mantle of #1. That moment is now, and I think he's poised and ready. He had a great summer. He was one of our most well-conditioned athletes coming in after summer. He looks ready. That to me tells me that his commitment level is extremely high. He's looked good on the ice, and I think he thrives on challenges, and we look forward to him hopefully being one of our most valuable players this season.
In a team like this that has a lot of rookies, a lot of changeover, how important will your veterans like Keith Getz and Pascal Acan, Adam Marsh be?
Well, I think our leadership core this year has got to be the voice of reason and the voice of calm. I think there's a lot of young kids that are still feeling their way. There's going to be a lot of emotions on every night. There's going to be the highs of success, there's going to be the lows of failure, and everything in between. There's going to be fatigue mentally, there's going to be fatigue physically. So I think your leadership has to pull kids aside and say, we've been there, we understand what it's all about, it will get better, or hey, temper this, you know, it's great that you're enthusiastic, but let's make sure we keep the eye on the prize. And I feel really good about our leadership core. The people you just talked about with the Getsons, the Akins, the Josephs, the Welsh, the one thing that they have is a foundation of being good people first and foremost, and to me that what makes a good leader. And I've already seen significant impact in our dressing room from those guys.
Every team at some point establishes its own identity. What do you hope that will be for your team?
Well, I think realistically, when you look at the collective talents of our group, we're going to have to be earmarked by energy, by grit, and tenacity. We're not going to score the goals we did last year. That's just simple, plain fact. We're not going to be a 300-goal team. I'd like us to be a sub-200 goals against team. When I look at the numbers over the last couple of seasons, irregardless of the goals for column, if you can keep the goals against in the 200 to sub-200 range, you'll be a playoff team. And we think with Welsh and Nets, eventually Joseph back, and a renewed team commitment to defense, to blocking shots, simplifying play with the puck, limiting your turnovers, I think that can be what our identity becomes. And I think the nice part this year is no one knows who the names are this year in this team. Last year was a team full of names, team full of individual stars. But this year it's going to be about the front of the jersey. And again, another cliche, throwing a lot of them out there, but it really is important on a nightly basis that it's a collective unit coming at you.
Anytime. Thank you.
Some young fans enjoying the season opener on Friday Night Hockey. After 1, the Wildcats lead the Islanders 1-0. Stay with us. You're watching Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV.
For advertising opportunities on Eastlink TV, please email eastlinkTVads@eastlink.ca. Did you know Nova Scotia has the perfect climate for heat pumps? A heat pump can help reduce your home heating cost, and there are financing options available for getting a heat pump. For more information, novascotiapower.ca/heat pumps.
KKP Charlottetown has something for everyone. They provide digital production, wide format, direct mail, posters, signs, and items for the most challenging marketing needs. Locally owned and operated for 30 years, KKP Charlottetown is ready when you are.
Christy asked for it. Alan asked for it. Can you make it easier to find volunteer opportunities matched to our interests, our skills, our needs? The new Get Involved. Better matching. Customized results. Get connected at getinvolved.ca.
Eastlink TV Bingo is brought to you by Nova Scotia Provincial Lotteries and Casino Corporation. YourBestBet.ca. Eastlink TV provides a voice to many community members and groups. Each year, that voice generates over $3.5 million in funding for community-based initiatives. TV bingos are just one of the ways that this is achieved. The money that you play stays in your community. TV Bingo, Wednesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. on Eastlink TV Channel 10. Available only to Eastlink customers.
My name is Jack McDonald, and I've been involved with Eastlink TV for 20 years and counting, I guess. The teamwork is very self-rewarding at the end of the day. You feel very good about what you're doing, and you make lasting friendships. They last a long time. Mine did anyway.
Join the Eastlink TV team. To become a volunteer, contact us.
In Canada, more than 13 million volunteers contribute over 2 billion hours every year. Volunteers support us in everything we do, and communities thrive because of it. At Volunteer Canada, we encourage and strengthen community involvement. We work with a broad range of partners to promote and support our shared vision of a vibrant Canada. To learn more, visit thenewvolunteer.ca, your connection to Canada's volunteering community.
Welcome back to the Eastlink Center. First intermission is almost over, but before we get back to the action on the ice, Mike, what did you see in that first period?
Well, a few things. Obviously some signs of some rebuilding teams for sure, but some things that show some improvement, and we noted that about some players. And the Islanders' defense is going to be integral this year if they're going to have any success at all, and Saku Vestarainen, their Euro second-year player, is a big key to that. Let's watch him on this penalty kill. Look at the pressure. They call it boxing out, trying to gain the zone. A great job tying up on that cross-crease pass by Vestarainen there, and then makes another good play in front. Again, holding position, staying strong, and is able to lead to clear that puck down the ice. Another thing, look at Marsh. We talked about him with the rush ahead of Marsh coming down the wing. Good play going through the net, making a couple opportunities there. And on the other side, the Wildcats. How about the rebuild? Their top returning scorer, Jeremy McKenna. Wow. Bends the twine, dents the water bottle, everything on that rush. Some signs of the rebuild, some good signs for both teams.
Well, that's part of the fun of junior hockey, that's for sure. QMJHL Friday Night Hockey is proudly presented by Nova Scotia Power and the comfort of a heat pump. MyHeatPump.ca. Jeremy McKenna, his first of the year was a beauty. And that's the only goal.
Son of Mark and Sarah. Mark from Charlottetown, Mark McKenna. You know that name, McKenna. Terry McKenna, a strong defenseman in junior and senior ranks around here. Mark's brother. Mark himself played high school against Mark. He was a Colonel Gray out of the Bluefield. And they moved away, he and Sarah's mom. Sarah's from Boston. Played soccer here at UPEI.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. Great people.
Charlottetown Islanders in their home blacks for the first half of the year. Teams will switch at Christmas, start wearing white at home.
good job. I liked hearing that this year. I liked that before. Traded around.
Sam King out there with Samuel Meisenheimer and Will Bauer. Bauer and Meisenheimer, former teammates with the Moncton Wildcats. Dunda ahead for Aspero. Those two guys are joined by Jacob Hudson.
Aspero's playing on the wing. Played some defense, played some wing. Actually looked at him in the preseason potential trade to the Armada with Aspero as a defenseman. Had a great game in an exhibition game. He had 3 points that night playing the D. See, Moncton has him up in the wing tonight.
Well, it never hurts to have a guy that can do both. Of course, in Halifax, Cooper Jones and Brett Crosley will do that an awful lot. It's nice to have those options sometimes.
Oh, versatility. Definitely.
Glove pass called. Pushing and shoving between Meisenheimer and Jacob Hudson. Hudson loves mixing it up, Mike. It'll be interesting to see how that translates here at the junior level.
Well, you talked about it earlier. DNA doesn't lie. So he's got Dennis Bonvie's genes and rolling around there, the same DNA. He wouldn't mind mixing it up, and he just might surprise some guy some night that tries to take him on. Loved watching him play when I got a chance to see Cape Breton West. Always brought it every night. Worked so hard out there.
And he had 3 assists in the 10 games he played as a midget last season with the Moncton Wildcats. Might not sound like a lot, but when you consider the top scorer in the team had 26 points all year. Turnover! And Desjardins sells out in the slot. Olivier Desjardins, understated, but he's a good D-man acquired from the Acme Bathurst Titan. Alexandrov has the puck. Haven't seen much out of him through the first 20 minutes. Marsh is a step ahead of the play, and he's offside.
Well, one note on Alexandrov. He's got to get more involved. You see it here, the forecheck. And there's that turnover down low, and again, Islanders unable to convert, and I think that's the second big play we've seen from Olivier Desjardins tonight, blocking shots in front of that Moncton net. How about Adam Marsh? He and Gregor McLeod have been really, really good.
Got to think if somebody's getting the first goal for Charlottetown, the money's got to be on one of those two guys. Vesterinen puts it into the glove hand of Grammet Bauer. Well, if anyone's got the book on Mark Grammet Bauer, it's the Charlottetown Islanders. He was their #1 goaltender in the playoffs last season. Interesting going with number 39. I guess he's a Hasek fan.
Could be. Well, there's a little bit, the Czech in Grammet Bauer's family, right? So 39, so Czech Republic. Formerly Czechoslovakia, now the Czech Republic, and Dominic Hasek, of course, a legend there.
There's Nicholas Welch. Goes 1-on-4. Although the Wildcats have the puck, and the shot from G. Blackmore ricochets into the corner. Grouchy turns away from the forechecking Blackmore, then turns into him, turns it over. Pataki's shot, and that hits a skate on the way into Welsh. A weak clearing effort. Arsenault for the captain Welsh. Arsenault, all kinds of time. Shot block, Keith gets it. Thrown out in front, comes to the point for Welsh. He avoids the forechecker. Welsh backhand into the slot. Picked up there by MacArthur. Now Arsenault shot, another shot blocked by Keith Getson. Night 1, bruise number 2.
Keith Getson has not changed his game. He could be one of their most high-achieving offensive players, and he's still one of the best. And we claimed him last year, one of the best, if not the best penalty killer in this league.
Unfortunately for the Islanders, it's 5-on-5. It just looks like a penalty kill.
Yeah, I know. They've been hemmed in by the island connection of Jacob Arsenault and Brody MacArthur out there. Three Islanders looking great tonight for the Wildcats.
Berube gets it out of the zone. They're able to change, but not change defensemen. Kuzman cuts to the net. He's poke checked by Vesterinen. There's Casey. Good speed. Thomas Casey can't make the move there, though. He put the other two forwards offside.
Well, that's not a Saskatchewan junior play. Doesn't work here. You can't put your guys offside with West and Ton.
Waringa comes around the boards. Puck is gobbled up by Hunter Drew, and he'll offload to the rookie Haché. Casey steps on the puck, falls down. Tong comes in to help him out. Now a loose puck. West trying to chase it down. He'll get there, but he doesn't have an angle for a shot. Puck bouncing around the side of that. Now we've got a fight. Hunter Drew and Liam Dunda, and Nolan Cornish has ruined the main event and cost Liam Dunda a jab to the face.
Well, it's interesting now. Since the linesman broke it up, will they call this a fight? Because there wasn't really a fight. He stepped in before they engaged. So I'll be interested on the call here. And Dunda's not too happy.
What's he saying? You wrap me up, and the guy punched me in the face.
Yeah. Put the arms around, held his hands, and Hunter Drew gets a shot in. And the officials there. Again, the bench not too happy either. They're kind of letting the officials hear it going over there. Nolan Cornish and going to get together, checking with ice pick Matt Hicks on what the call should be.
Well, Matt seems to have seen it all. He's letting the referees know what he saw.
We'll get another look at it, how it develops. And there's a late hit comes through, and it just Hunter Drew tied up a lung there. And Dunda, and there it is. Wango. Hunter Drew gets it in, and Nolan Cornish has got the arms tied up of Dunda. He's got him locked down. The arm bar, that right arm. And their officials. Big debate here. Game 1. Taking their time. Nothing up on the board yet. Tim ML and Nolan Cornish are the local officials, PEI guys on this crew.
QMJHL Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV is brought to you in part by Burrito Jacks, KKP, a division of the Quick Copy group of companies, and Nova Scotia Power, myheatpump.ca.
Sun setting on the bridge, the battle of the bridge happening here, and we had our first battle, and it looks like Moncton's coming up short. Punch to the face, a 2-minute penalty.
2 minutes for getting punched to the face. Liam Dunda picks up the extra 2. Now, Mike, our cameras didn't see what happened before the skirmish, and neither did we, because the play was completely on the other side of the ice. So
it may have been an initial penalty maybe on Dunda. I'm not sure on this one.
He does have the extra 2. Anderson McDonald comes over to serve it, as he's not a penalty killer. And the Islanders will go in their second KKP power play. And Egan turns it over. Pataki with a partial breakaway, and he loses the puck.
Oh, and that long stretch pass. Marsh was gone, and Matt Hicks stepped on the puck.
Islanders still control, no harm done. Egan having some trouble on this power play, though. Here's Adam March. Vestorinen into the corner. Good pressure coming by Waringa. Alexandrov loses the puck, and Aspero clears.
The Islanders want to get it in and set it up here. Get a little bit of pressure on.
Getson heads to the net. He gets him! And the puck jumped up off his backhand. That would have been an assist for Matt Welsh if Getson put that in.
Gregor McLeod looking sharp here again in the second period.
Clavel. Getson. Cross ice, Will Bauer. Carries the puck deep. Puck's kicked out by Grammet-Bauer. Massey shoots! Hits Grammet-Bauer in the head, and Noah Massey will wait a little longer. He hasn't had a point in his Q career.
Get a look at it here. A little of the back and forth action going on here. The Islanders right off in this power play, and Taylor Egan turns it over. A little soft play there, and Brady Pataki comes rushing down the ice, rolled off a stick, and just by the edge of the post, and transition the other way. Gregor McLeod to Keith Getson, denied by Mark Grammet-Bauer.
Bauer, Getson, Grouchy on the power play. Will Bauer. Massey, one-timer! Now Clavel. Turned over at the blue line. Aspero now looking for a shorthanded break. Takes a bump from Massey. 20 seconds left in the extra 2-minute minor to the Wildcats. Here's Getson. Nice hip check by Nick Wells, old school. Grouchy forgets it. Cross ice! Oh, Bauer was getting ready to one-time it. Penalty over. McDonald back on the ice. And the teams are at even strength. Grouchy throws it to the point. Vestorina's shot deflected by Bauer, but into the corner. Hache and Vestorinen turn the puck over. Nick Welsh gains the line. Welsh stick handles into the corner, puts it in front. And McDonald was crashing the net.
Puck bounced around there between he and Jerry McKinnon. Somehow stayed out.
Conditions are pretty good here in the building, Mike, but we have seen some bouncing pucks. So that can be normal on a cold night here in Charlottetown.
Yeah, it's a warm building.
Here's Mika Sear. Quick shot, catches Welsh up high.
And ninth shot for the Wildcats. 9-7, 16 shots, almost halfway through the game in total.
Clavel and King with a break. Clavel's shot, gloved by Grammet Bauer. 7.5 minutes gone in the second period. Much lead by 1. Nick Welsh playing his 300th Quebec Major Junior Hockey League game. Playing a little old school.
KKP Charlottetown and newest location KKP Halifax are proud to sponsor this broadcast. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, they offer quality product and service for all your printing needs, large or small. KKP, yes, we can. Did you know that heat pumps work year-round, keeping you warm in winter and providing cool comfort during the summer? A heat pump can reduce humidity, pollens, and allergens. For more information, novascotiapower.ca/heat pumps.
Welcome back here with Islanders head coach and GM Jim Hulton. Coach, your thoughts on your team's start here through a period and a half?
No, really happy with where we're at. I thought we played a real good first period in terms of away from the puck. And it's no secret that's the way we're going to have to play. We have to up the volume of shots. It's starting to happen here in the second, and I like our energy.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Chris?
Thanks so much, Matt.
Come back to the bench after that shot block. I was right behind him. He got back to the bench, had a couple of choice adult worlds, slammed the bench, took a long walk down the tunnel behind me there, so you got the feeling that that particular shot block really left a mark.
He was right back out there on the power play after that, so Keith Getson's a battler.
Well, we know the character of Keith Getson. We've seen it in his 3 seasons here. And the ice bags are ready for Keith Getson when he's out there.
Clavel with a shot. The rebound's in the slot. And cleared by the Wildcats. Adam Marsh finds McLeod. Now back for Marsh. Looking for Alexandre. Backdoor, they score!
We said it might be one of them, and it's Gregor McLeod! He's been lights out, buzzing around the net with the puck in possession. Finds the open ice at Kiefer. Gregor McLeod's his hockey sense. He knows where to be, where to put it. And watch it develop here. Good work along the wall. And he just goes down and lays the stick down. That's what makes it easy. Nice pass. Alexandrov. There's the Euro. He's on the board. He's liking the North American hockey.
Gregor McLeod, he's been the best Islander tonight. Gets rewarded. He had 31 points and was a plus 17 for the Islanders last year. He'll be counted on for even more this year.
Former Cole Harbour Midget product.
And he was excellent for Danny McKinnon and John Greenwood. There, and another hip check from Nicholas Welsh. Going all Brian Marchment on us.
I've seen 2 hip checks tonight from Nicholas Welsh. I don't think I saw 2 hip checks the whole season last year in total from anyone. Great to see. And great to see no calls.
Yeah.
Sometimes the guy gets an interference call or something like that, right?
Just onside. So that'll get the rink going a little bit here, Mike.
Yeah, everyone was still recovering from their sunburned summer in here. It was a little quiet. The energy shots 10-9 now, but they got the crowd fired up.
Hudson plays it deep into the Charlottetown zone. Welsh passes it to Desjardins at the point. Now Massey for Grouchy. Pass behind Bauer. Jack Tucker will step up. Takes a bump from Bauer. From Bauer, these games got to mean a lot to him. He played a lot of games for the Moncton Wildcats.
Yeah, a long career over there. Saw the highs and lows and had a good run with the Islanders here last season. Had a quiet start here tonight. I was expecting to see a little more from him here.
Hunter Drew. Maybe more ice time in this first period tonight than he had all of the first half of the season last year. Spent a lot of time in the press box. But I talked to him at the end of last year, and I said, what's your goal? He said, I want to be back here next year. And he is.
Well, good to see, and obviously something that Jim Holton and crew like about him. Brought him back in the role, and sometimes that little boost of confidence can go a long way for a player and a team.
I'll tell you what, and he looks a lot more comfortable with the puck than he did last year.
Well, a little speedier, looks a little more fit, a little leaner than he was. Doesn't seem to be as thick, a little leaner out there, a little more mobile.
Berube finishes the check on the other 18, Aspero. Clavel. Through center, Berube. Out there with King and Meisenheimer. Berube overskates the puck. Got Welsh digging at his feet. And cleared by the Wildcats. Egan has to hurry. Pelche coming up there fast. Good turn by Taylor Egan. Lugs it back into the Wildcat zone. Meisenheimer toward the net for Egan. Bauer just bats it with the glove. And we've seen a suspect glove hand from Mark Bauer before.
Yeah, he's had some difficulties, and that's why you wonder if the Islanders just throw that puck in the net, force him to handle it. That's something that other teams around the league have done over the years with Mark Bauer.
Nikita Alexandrov wearing Philip Schlappick's number 14. Gregor McLeod. Adam Marsh is parked in front. McLeod turns and fires. Massey. Good job to keep it moving forward. Marsh throws it in the feet. Rebound Alexandrov. Alexandrov again. Boy, his confidence has really rocketed since setting up that McLeod goal. And it's McLeod again for Marsh. Adam Marsh shoots. 8:38 left in the second period, and Mike, the Charlottetown Islanders now showing some confidence.
Come to life. We talked about it. Their Euro looked to be in the perimeter of the first period, but hey, he's found the life. He's got that assist, and Gregor McLeod, Adam Marsh throwing the puck around. Looks like Schlappick, Sprung, and Kylie out here, these guys. Getting some opportunities, putting on the net, a little bit more traffic. Nikita Alexandrov to the side. He's going to learn, and I'm sure Coach Holton, Guy Girard, and Brad McKenzie will go to the video and say, you got to get to the dirty areas, get in front of the traffic, battle for position.
Clavel steps up with a hit off Pataki. That causes a 2-on-1. Blackmore looking for McDonald. Good back check by Matt Grouchy. The net goes off. The referee looked at it and skated away without blowing the whistle. Islanders back the other way. If they score right now, there's going to be a problem. They don't. 8:18 left in the second.
QMJHL Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV is brought to you in part by Burrito Jacks, KKP, a division of the Quick Copy group of companies, and Nova Scotia Power, myheatpump.ca.
Well, there's Matt Hicks putting the net back on. That's because Matt Grouchy went head first into that on the last rush.
There's the rush. We watch Grouchy goes into it. The net goes off. Wellner looks at the referee, skates by it. He skates up the ice.
He put the whistle to his mouth.
It's like Reckley Gross. Pull that back on for the goalie.
Vestarina's shot is just off target. Casey back to the point. Vestarinen again. Off the ankle of McRae. We haven't seen much of Riley McRae. He took a penalty back in the first period. Casey has King cutting through the slot. Sam King backhand. Welsh, his feet were going in 7 different directions. Oh, Sam King throwing the body check.
Haven't seen much of Sam King, the speedster here tonight. Veteran player.
Just trying to get involved, and Jim Holton's coming right back with the Adam Marsh, Alexandrov, and Gregor McLeod line.
And some energy out here. As we said, lunch pail gang for the Islanders this year. Going to be hard to play against, or at least that's what Jim Holton hopes he has.
MacArthur drops a quick shot by McRae, and Matt Welsh is there at the top of the blue-pink to make the save.
Shot there. Matt Welsh in great position. Gives up no rebound whatsoever, and we're going to look at the play developing. Big rush there by Brody MacArthur. Summerside aided. We talked about it. Milton feeds it back to Riley McRae, the former Erie Otter. 48 games in Erie, 3 points.
Riley McRae's had some pretty impressive teammates when you look at the Erie teams he played on.
I was just going to say.
Alex the Brinkcat would be the worst player of the other ones. Dylan Strome and who?
Mr. McDavid.
Is this the best player in the world? Well, debatable best player in the world. I still think it's Crosby.
The future.
Oh, that's undisputed.
Well, we'll leave it at that.
There's Keith Getson from his knees. Anderson McDonald picks up the puck. He's 1-on-2. McDonald tries to dance, and Hunter Drew will oblige him.
Nice position. You talked about Hunter Drew right there. McDonald, one of the more skilled offensive players in the league.
Drew right there to get in Aspero's way. 6:20 left in the second period. We're tied at 1. Jeremy McKenna has scored for the Wildcats, and Gregor McLeod for the Charlottetown Islanders.
There's an example there. A little drop pass by Massey. No one there.
Matt Welsh and Mark Gravitbauer have both been very good tonight. Meisenheimer with Sam King headed toward the net. There's Dunda from Bellevue, Washington State. Cuts in, Dunda, puck bounces, he goes behind the net, puts it in front, nobody there. Chance for an odd man rush for the Islanders. Sam King looking for Taylor Egan. The play would have been offside.
Nice play by Jacob Arsenault to break up that pass there.
Dunda down the other side, pushed off by Clavel. Here's Alexandrov. This line's going every second shift for Jim Holton at the end of the second period. They know there's a TV timeout coming up. McLeod backhands it into the zone. Adam Marsh picks up the loose puck. Marsh stopped by Gravitbauer. Rebound. Oh, Mark Gravitbauer. What a save as he stones Gregor McLeod. Mark Gravitbauer just kept this game tied. One good save and one great one.
When we got our heat pump installed, I loved using a qualified installer. I was expecting the installation to be a lot more complicated. In the end, they handed me the remote and said, "Here you go."
This program is presented by Nova Scotia Power, myheatpump.ca.
KKP Charlottetown has something for everyone. They provide digital production, wide format, direct mail, posters, signs, and items for the most challenging marketing needs. Locally owned and operated for 30 years, KKP Charlottetown is ready when you are.
Well, Mike, we talked about former Cole Harbour Wolfpack players, former Truro Bearcats. This guy has played for both of those teams.
Well, and he's played for both of these teams in the building here tonight. Guess you could say. Mark Gravitbauer, and watch it here. Islander fans saw this down the stretch last year. A dynamic stretch across to Rob, former teammate Gregor McLeod. A little kick across there. Nice little kick pass. Who's that, Kripke? Kick pass across? Or Alexandrov again.
Is that the best part of his game, Mike, going post to post?
Yeah, going post to post. His down movement is key. He really seals the ice off well with his feet and his pads. Drives his pads down there and has good athletic abilities. And he'll give you that extra effort kind of save every night. We saw a lot. And the fans applauded again. I think they were like, we saw a lot of Mark Gravitbauer. He's a good guy. We're going to applaud for him there.
Well, you know, that was a low-key important acquisition, I think, for Moncton at the draft.
Well, everyone knew they had to add a goaltender, and everyone knew that Charlottetown is not going to keep these two goaltenders around this year. And the move, of course, Mark Gravitbauer made the move across the bridge.
Teams are often reluctant to trade in division, but sometimes those relationships are a little better than you might think.
Well, there was a need from both teams, and I think they knew that move is not going to put a team over the top for a championship next year either.
Not for either of these teams. Championship's unlikely, although everybody starts with the same number of wins. Charlottetown will have a quick turnaround. They welcome the Mooseheads here 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
2 games in 24 hours. It's going to be a demanding toll on this Islander squad early on.
And the Mooseheads only get stronger. Arno Durando returned from the New York Islanders. And I'm told, Mike, I haven't seen Durando play this year, but he was their top performer in fitness testing, and they say he's taken his game to another level.
And Durando, that's good news in the fitness level. Because that was a question mark around his game in circles, is his commitment to his physicality and his own stamina and conditioning levels.
Ton toward the net. Well, I was just as surprised as anyone to hear that he was the top performer, but that's right from the team coaching staff, and they're very happy with how he showed up this year. Here's G. Blackmore. Shoots from outside. It's stopped by Welsh with 3.5 left.
QMJHL Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV is brought to you in part by Burrito Jacks, KKP, a division of the Quick Copy group of companies, and Nova Scotia Power, myheatpump.ca.
And this is the season when your heat pump changes over from cooling you to warming you up.
Season, but hey, nice fall. It's supposed to be mid-20s here tomorrow. Playing a golf tournament tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that.
Really? Mid-20s, oh, I got to go to trail. But I tell you, the weather here in the Maritimes this summer is unbeatable.
It's been great. The tourists and visitors from all around the world on PEI this summer really had a dandy for themselves.
Well, our cab driver last night, as we went to dinner here in Halifax, told me that it's been one of the busiest summers he can remember. In fact, he had a tour booked around the island today with some people coming in on a cruise ship.
Yeah, big cruise ship in the harbor in Charlottetown today, and lots of visitors around exploring. Did a little exploring myself this summer in New Brunswick.
Here's a 2-on-1 developing. Alexandrov up to the same side as March, which kind of eliminated the 2-on-1. McLeod, Marsh, and Alexandrov. Jim Holton's really got to like that.
Well, this line has been lights out, and they have found his #1 line to start the season anyway.
No doubt, no doubt. Taylor Egan. Couple of 180s. Gregor McLeod is still on his way out of the zone, though, so that's offside.
You get a look at it here, and we talked about Nikita Alexandrov, the German import player to the Islanders, showing off some skills. Supposed to be highly skilled hands, and a little toe drag there with that shot. But I want to attack the net a little bit more. I've said it a couple times here tonight, and like I said, the staff will point that out to him, and he'll learn the intricacies of the North American game.
Played in the German under-19 division last year, where he had 61 points.
Is that the Bundesliga?
It's called the DU19 HL. I'm pretty sure.
Not the Bundesliga for our buddy Brett Smith.
Yeah, Brett's over in Europe right now, actually. Here's Berube. Been having a hard time controlling that puck tonight. Marcel Berube out of the Ottawa area. Check that, he's from London, but he was drafted by the 67s.
Yeah, one of a contingent of 7 to 8. They keep track of Ontario players that are on this Islander roster, and Jim Holton in a summer camp there to try and get some free agents, and he obviously saw a few he liked.
Jamming away at the side of the net. The middleweight bout right there between two former teammates.
Meisenheimer doesn't mind getting involved and mixing it up a little bit. Another guy from the Ottawa Valley kind of area. He's a free agent from Ottawa Valley Junior A squad. He's been involved tonight. A little extra dig there in Graham Power and local tour. Former Loizon Jr. from the Swiss League throwing some punches. He's pleading his case going off. Looks like he's getting the only... He's wondering why he's going off. A few choice words for Tim Amell.
Meisenheimer already in the box for the Islanders. So 2 on each side of the clock right now for Meisenheimer and LeCoultre. So we'll play 4 on 4 here for the rest of this period.
4 on 4 action
for the first time tonight.
Mark Grammapower talking down to Tim Amell, saying, he gave me an extra jab there. He's just standing up for him. He's inside of the net. He should get a penalty for the dig. Should Meisenheimer.
Either that or he's saying, blow the whistle.
Well, and Tim Amell has a little history with the Moncton Wildcats. The only referee that I know of in hockey who called a bench minor on the owner of the team. He gave Robert Irving a bench minor at the Moncton Coliseum one time.
Egan's shot again hits Grammapower up high. Getson was in the crease. Anyone who's watched the game at the Moncton Coliseum knows that Robert Irving gets involved in the game.
He's the owner and he's the #1 fan. He's passionate about his Wildcats.
Oh boy,
sits right behind the bench. And he was a little excited one night, and referee Amell teed him up. Teed the bench up. Just that Mr. Irving happens to sit right behind the bench.
And sometimes he's leaning over the glass. Here's Egan, 2 on 2 with Grouchy. Last minute in the second period. Vestarinen. A couple of steps and a wrist shot, partially blocked by McKenna. Grouchy tripped up, no call. Jeremy McKenna, he's got the Moncton goal. And he's caught from behind by McLeod, who's got the Charlottetown goal. 35 seconds left in the period. Mika Sear winding up. He loves to do this. Saku Vestarinen out of Finland. Still only 18 years old.
It looks like he stretched out a little bit this year, Vestarinen.
Adam Marsh, one last rush for the Islanders. Takes a peek at the clock. He's 1 on 3. Drops for McLeod. Hunter Drew. Winds, fires, and a nice save by Grammapower. An entertaining second period. The only goal scored by Gregor McLeod of the Charlottetown Islanders, and that is our myheatpump.ca cool play of the period.
Get a look at it here, and Gregor McLeod, we talked about him, one of the best offensive Islanders in the night. And a soft play turnover by Pataki there, Brady Pataki, and just a nice throw in the net by Nikita Alexandrov. Marsh to Alexandrov. McLeod the net with the tap in, we'll say.
The myheatpump.ca cool play of the period. Shots on goal in the second period were 17-5 in favor of the Charlottetown Islanders. They scored the only goal. And as night falls on Charlottetown, we'll see what happens in the third period of our game.
For advertising opportunities on Eastlink TV, please email eastlinkTVads@eastlink.ca. Did you know Nova Scotia has the perfect climate for heat pumps? A heat pump can help reduce your home heating cost, and there are financing options available for getting a heat pump. For more information, novascotiapower.ca/heatpumps. KKP Charlottetown and newest location KKP Halifax are proud to sponsor this broadcast. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, they offer quality product and service for all your printing needs, large or small. KKP, yes, we can.
The roots of every pro hockey aspiration take shape in hockey's provincial proving ground. This is the Nova Scotia Eastlink Major Midget Hockey League. 8 teams launching Nova Scotian kids to junior, university, and pro hockey. Catch tomorrow's talent today, all season long on Eastlink 10 and 610. Available only to Eastlink customers.
Ah, the good times. Pong, 8-track, shag carpeting, and experimenting. But that was then, right? You could be carrying something from the past besides memories. It can take decades for Hep C to cause enough liver damage for you to feel sick. Regardless of race or gender, being born between 1945 and 1965 makes it many times more likely you're infected. Who knew Hep C is spread by blood-to-blood contact? Injection drug use, tattoos, piercings, pedicures, manicures, blood transfusions. And even sharing a razor or toothbrush are all possible ways to pick up the virus. Your kids and grandkids don't want to know all about your past, but they do want to know you for a long time. For peace of mind, go to your doctor and get tested for hepatitis C now, because you're better off knowing.
Hey boys, this is your shot. This ain't intramurals anymore. This is the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. You excel here. You're going to a little league that's nicknamed The Show. We'll be watching. Show us what you got on Eastlink 10 and 610. Available only to Eastlink customers.
Welcome back to Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV. After 2 periods, the Wildcats and the Islanders are tied at 1. Joined now off the ice by the captain of the Moncton Wildcats, Nick Welsh. Nick, your thoughts on your team's first 2 periods of play here in the 2017-18 season?
I think it's been okay so far. I mean, we got out to a bit of a slow start, obviously, bus legs and everything. But once the game got going, I think we're getting better, and we're just looking forward to the third period here.
Every captain has a different style of leadership, Nick. Some guys are very vocal, some guys lead more by example. What's your style of leadership?
I think I'm more of a lead by example kind of guy. Just setting, showing the right things for all the young guys on the team. And but at the same time, obviously being an older guy, I got to lead by my voice too and let them know what to do.
Played your previous 4 seasons with the Shawinigan Cataracts. What has the move to Moncton been like for you?
It's been great so far. I mean, as soon as I got there, they welcomed me and really made me feel at home, and I've really enjoyed my experience there so far.
Obviously, Moncton, the team in transition, we know what happened last season, but expectations are obviously much higher for the team this year. What do you think is a realistic goal for this team this season?
I don't know. I don't want to get into numbers too much, but we're just looking to come out and compete every night, and we believe we can compete against any team in this league and just win as many games as possible.
It's always dangerous to put too much stock in what happens in the exhibition schedule, but you guys averaged almost 4 goals for a game. What do you think the strength of this team will be?
Our work ethic. I don't think we're going to be a flashy team that scores a bunch of highlight reel goals. I think our offense is going to be generated by getting pucks deep and driving hard in the net and banging home rebounds.
In the major junior season, there's 68 games. Some guys are coming from midget, so they'll have essentially played a full season of hockey by December. As an older guy, what can you do to stress to them the importance of staying in shape, taking care of their body, just getting used to the grind of major junior hockey?
A lot of it is what to do away from the rink, stretching out after practice and always keeping hydrated and stuff like that. Just little things that you don't really think about when you're a midget. But when you get to this level, you really need to focus in on that and just help them transition as best as possible.
Last question for you, Nick. What's the key here in the third period?
Come out and score a goal and win the hockey game.
Excellent. Appreciate your time, Nick.
Thank you very much.
Moncton Wildcats captain Nick Welsh. Stay with us. You're watching the season premiere of Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV. When we come back, I'll speak with Islanders forward Pascal Akin. Islanders Wildcats tied at 1 after 40 minutes on Friday Night Hockey.
Did you know that heat pumps work year-round, keeping you warm in winter and providing cool comfort during the summer? A heat pump can reduce humidity, pollens, and allergens. For more information, novascotiapower.ca/heat pumps.
KKP Charlottetown has something for everyone. They provide digital production, wide format, direct mail, posters, signs, and items for the most challenging marketing needs. Locally owned and operated for 30 years, KKP Charlottetown is ready when you are.
Hello, I'm Laurel Broughton, President and CEO of Nova Scotia Business Inc. We are proud to once again sponsor Maritime Made on Eastlink TV. At NSBI, we work with companies like those profiled on Maritime Made through each stage of their export journey. We hope you enjoy the show and learn more about the globally competitive businesses that are right here in Nova Scotia.
Maritime Made Thursdays at 9:30 on Eastlink 10 and HD 610. Available only to Eastlink customers.
All right, buddy. Here we are.
Every child deserves hope and healing. Specialized care. 170 hospitals. Strong.
Nice job. Push down, push down, push down. Big step. Big step. Tell it, Mama. Push, push.
There's one near you. They all need your support.
All ready to go.
Children's Miracle Network Hospitals.
Come on.
Helping local kids.
The little brown bat may only weigh as much as 4 pennies, but it has the largest distribution in Canada of all bat species, and its appetite is huge. These bats consume more than 1,000 flying insects each night. In fact, a stable bat population may play a role in insect suppression, reducing the need for pesticides and increasing our outdoor enjoyment. Eating lots of insects each summer allows bats to put on fat reserves, preparing them for winter hibernation. Sadly, a fungal disease called white nose syndrome has affected 3 bat species in Canada. This disease wakes bats too frequently from hibernation, risking dangerous fat loss and death. Experts warn that the little brown bat may go extinct in some regions as a result. Because they usually produce only a single pup each year, little brown bats may not be able to restore their population levels without our help. To learn more about the little brown bat, visit hww.ca.
High school sports on Eastlink TV, proudly presented by Northern Pulp Nova Scotia Corporation. This September, Nova Scotia High School sports returns exclusively on Eastlink TV. Join us for all the excitement, emotion, and action only local sport can provide. See the youth of your community compete and strive for excellence. Nova Scotia High School sports on Eastlink 10 and 610. Available only to Eastlink customers.
Welcome back to Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV. After 2 periods, the Islanders and Wildcats tied at 1. Joined now by Islanders forward Pascal Lacan. And if you missed the Q Tonight pregame show with Mike and Chris, Pascal serving the second game of an 8-game suspension for a hit that took place in the exhibition schedule. We won't discuss the hit, Pascal, but just your thoughts on receiving what's a pretty lengthy suspension to start the season.
Well, for sure the guy got a big concussion and he got a separate shoulder, so for sure it doesn't help at all. And it's my second time getting suspended too, so for sure I would get more games than last year, and so I think I deserve it.
You're a guy who plays physical, you're a big, strong guy, 6'2", maybe 6'3", a couple 100 pounds. Now this being your second suspension, is when you come back, will it be difficult? You have a chance to hit a guy. Does the thought go through your mind that maybe he's in a vulnerable position, or, how does that affect your game?
Well, for sure the first couple games I will be not as confident as I was because I don't want to be suspended again, but for sure I just got to keep playing my games and keep it simple, and for sure if the guy's if he's from behind I won't hit him, and if it's a bad angle I won't hit him for sure.
We often talk and we see plays where you're going full speed after a guy, he goes in the corner and he turns at that last second, and it's like a millisecond, and people from the outside say that a player who's chasing should be able to hold up, not hit the guy, but things happen so quickly out there. How difficult is it when you're in that position to recognize that maybe he's in a vulnerable position and I can't hit him?
It's really difficult because you only have 2 seconds to think about it, and even 1 second, if you make the bad decision, it's over and you get suspended. So it's really tough, and sometimes you just got to go for the puck instead of the body.
turn our attention to this year's version of the Islanders. A young team, 9 rookies, a lot of newcomers. I'm sure you guys spent the good portion of training camp getting to know each other. Expectations, probably not as high as they were last year for this team. So far, good effort through 2 periods. What do you think the expectations for this team this season should be?
Well, I think we're going to be a underdog team, but for sure all the game will be working hard the most that we can, and we don't put pressure on ourselves because we know we won't be the good as last year, but for sure we're just going to compete every game to make sure that we have a chance to win.
You still have a number of players from last year's run to the semifinals. Yourself, Keith Getson, Grouchy, Gregor McLeod, P.O. Joseph, if and when he comes back. So you guys know what it takes to win when it's the hardest to win in the postseason. How will that experience from last season help you guys and maybe filter on down to some of the younger players on the team?
Well, I think we're older, so every time we talk or every time something happens, we can tell the rookies how to act on the ice, and sometimes at the end of the period, you should keep your game simple, and the rookies don't really know about it. But I think it's our job to just help them, and it's only we still have like 67 games to go, so it's going to be a good run.
Spoke with Matt Welsh before the game, and the thing he learned the most last year, he said, was how to be professional, how to prepare for each and every game like it's the most important game, and no matter what happened the night before, forget about that and focus on that game. You have a lot of young players on this team. There's going to be some emotions, some ups and downs. I'm sure you can remember being a rookie, and I'm sure everything seemed like it was moving 100 miles an hour on the ice. What can you do to help the younger guys learn about being prepared each and every night?
Well, for sure, they just gotta learn that even if you make a bad play or it's a bad game, like you just gotta get away with it, and the only thing you can do is work the hard as you can, and even sometimes the coaches are hard on you. You just gotta keep it simple, and you know that one day is gonna pay off.
Last year, your line, along with Getson and Grouchy, was arguably the best line a lot of nights, and particularly in the postseason. When you come back, who knows if you'll play with those guys, but when you come back, what are you going to try and bring to the hockey club this season?
I'm just going to try to do the same thing as last year. I don't know if I'm going to play with them, but if I do or not, it doesn't mind. We just don't mind. I'm just going to continue to play hard as we do and just lead the way.
Last question for you, Pascal. You played 3 seasons with Shawinigan, obviously a French-speaking community, and you came last year to Charlottetown, an English-speaking community. I'm always wondering what it's like for a French player when they come to a town. You know, what was your English like before you arrived here, and what's it been like for you playing in Charlottetown the last couple seasons?
Well, for sure, it's tough to adapt. Like, everything is in English, and everything, like, you want to ask to somebody, it's always in English. So for me, as a French guy, it was a little bit tough, but you just got to adapt, and now I think it's good, and just it's not the same thing. English community, everybody's like close together, and I really like it since I'm here.
Well, your English is a lot better than my French. Appreciate your time, Pascal.
Thanks.
Good luck the rest of the season.
Thanks.
Stay with us. You're watching Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV as we go to break. Gregor McLeod, arguably been the Islanders' best forward tonight. He has their first goal of the 2017-18 season. Stay with us. You're watching Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV.
For advertising opportunities on Eastlink TV, please email eastlinkTVads@eastlink.ca.
When we got our heat pump installed, I loved using a qualified installer. I was expecting the installation to be a lot more complicated. In the end, they handed me the remote and said, "Here you go."
This program is presented by Nova Scotia Power, myheatpump.ca.
KKP Charlottetown and newest location KKP Halifax are proud to sponsor this broadcast. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, they offer quality product and service for all your printing needs, large or small. KKP, yes, we can.
The Maritime Hockey League on Eastlink TV is brought to you by Go Stores throughout Atlantic, Canada. Fast, friendly convenience on the go. Another season of dirty dangles, filthy snipes, blue line clappers, sellies for days, bud. It's the Maritime Hockey League. Keep your head up and keep it on Eastlink 10 and 610. Available only to Eastlink customers.
I love these guys. I love Bob and Jack over there. I even love their best friend, Steve-O, the Joker. So who's it gonna be this time? Doesn't matter. I'll get one of you. I always do.
Make death wait. Please donate to fund life-giving research, because heart disease and stroke take 1 in 3 before their time.
For as long as you want others to respect your home like it was their own, we'll be there to make the link. Our technicians are always ready to help.
Moncton Wildcats and Charlottetown Islanders tied at 1 after 2 periods of play here on QMJHL Friday Night Hockey, and a much better period from the Charlottetown Islanders that period.
Much better period for the Islanders. Maybe those home opening jitters are out of the way, and their leaders came through. Well, their leaders, or new leaders, came through for them that period. Keith Getson, one of those guys we've talked about numerous times in his contribution, his character-wise here, and we see it through shot blocks. You don't always have to show up on the scoreboards what you bring, and Keith Getson brings it every night. His penalty-killing abilities, his defensive, and then we see the offensive side of his game coming through there with a couple of chances and opportunities there. Showing some skill, the former South Shore Midget Mustang coming through and definitely heavily counted upon by Jim Holt and crew. Speaking of being heavily counted upon, how about Mark Grandpower, former Charlottetown Islander? If Moncton is going to rebound and try and get back in the playoff picture this season after missing last year, it's going to be on the back, the pads, the glove, the feet of Mark Grandpower, and he showed standing strong when the Islanders got some life. He came to life in that Moncton net. Islanders at one point were being outshot. Now they're outshooting Moncton by 10.
Grandpower with 20 saves through the first 2 periods. QMJHL Friday Night Hockey is proudly presented by Nova Scotia Power and the comfort of a heat pump. myheatpump.ca. Underway in the third period, teams playing 4-on-4 for the next 17 seconds. Jeremy McKenna with a quick shot. That just missed high and wide. Jacob Arsenault rattles it off the glass. Quick shot, backhand McKenna.
What a wild bounce. 2 PEI connections there. Jacob Arsenault and Jeremy McKenna hooking up. And watch. Jacob Arsenault puts it off the glass, takes a wild hop. We've seen some crazy hops here at the East Link Center, and Matt reads the play well, tracking that ball. I was going to say ball like a ball player. Matt used to be a catcher, right? He was a catcher in ball.
I believe so.
Track the puck well there. Down.
It is that shoulder season. All the sports are going on now. Regular season of the NBA and NHL not far away.
No, winding down. No, Blue Jays fans happy. Mixed emotions. The season's winding down there.
This Blue Jay fan is pretty happy the season's nearly over.
Isn't it? Now, this is one of your favorite players, so don't get your heart rate up. Joey Bats' last home series coming up, isn't it?
Yep.
Batista?
Yep.
I think he'll get a send-off there.
Probably about a year and a half too late. But you know what? Just to finish the thought on the Blue Jays, Jose Bautista, he's done a lot of good things for that franchise.
Oh, 100% for sure. But to go out on the top of his game, yeah, a little bit long. But
well, I think the drop was just... The drop was rapid. The descent was very quick.
Yeah, right? Definitely so. But he's one of those guys. Toronto had a reclamation project going on there with he and Canarsion, guys that were a scrap heap. Yeah. And that's what Jim Holton's trying to do here with Charlottetown. Guys that are in the scrap heap in Junior A and Major Junior, he's trying to reclaim them, get something out of them. He's done it before.
Everyone's looking for that next Spencer Cobbold or Philip Gattery.
Jack Nevins, Jake Kugler, Dexter Weber, Mike DiPaolo.
All guys that had good careers.
Hunter Drew looking pretty good here tonight in a reclamation project.
Exactly.
So it's you know, people are looking, go, geez, all these kids from Ontario. Go back in the history of the Islanders and even the Rocket before that a little bit. They've had some success, and these guys have been cast-offs out of the Ontario Hockey League or the Ontario Junior A leagues.
take your pick. How many junior A leagues there's in Ontario? Like 12?
Yeah, you know what? I don't even know. Every town in Ontario has got a junior A team for sure. Letterkenny Shamrocks too. Here's Lecoultre into the zone. From a bad angle, hits the outside of the net. Jacob Arsenault through a crowd. Blocker save, Matt Welsh. Casey plays it for Haché. Haché might have been penciled in to start the season here, but he is going to be an AP for the time being.
Well, Haché, we saw him come up a bit last year, Dominic Haché, with things, and done a good job. Former Moncton Flyer. Good play here, and watch this play. Look at the traffic. Look at the bodies going there. Casey Tone, and then a great job, Matt Welsh picking that up with the blocker. Redirects it out. Good job. It's good hockey sense there with Matt Welsh directing that out to his winger.
Nick Welsh in his first Q game, not in the yellow and blue of the Shawinigan Cataracts. Got to be weird for him.
Has to be a little different for sure.
He's played 299 games regular season and playoffs with Shawinigan. Now he's starting brand new here. Looks good tonight.
Yeah, no, he's been really sharp, and I'm sure just loving wearing a C in the jersey too.
It's not that. It's a lot of respect shown from Darren Rumble and the group in Moncton. Granite Power. On the backhand, Pataki leaves it for nobody in particular.
Crowd needs something to energize them. It's deadly quiet in this building right now.
Matt Grouchy, he's energized the crowd here once or twice. Egan, boy, he's a great skater, Mike. Up on those edges. Throws it in front, Bauer!
No, the book on Egan, like I say, did a little research. He's got really good defense, decent feet. It's consistency. That's the book on him out of Ontario. Is consistency is a big question mark. We saw a couple of turnovers here tonight by Egan early on. Has shown though he's not scared to jump up in the rush.
No, for sure. We've already seen some inconsistency from him tonight. Interesting notes. Kuznin. Backhand pass. That's not going to work. Grouchy all alone. Islanders changing. Grouchy around everyone. Referee included. Matt Grouchy. Oh, that would have been on all the highlight shows.
Highlight reel goal maybe early on. Grouchy. Nice. Had to dangle with referee Wellner down there too. Beat 2D and then had to beat the referee. Well, get a look here. Watch Egan. You talked about him. Taylor Egan. Nice wheels up here. The former Ottawa Valley Midget and Canada from the Central Canadian Hockey League, and a cup of tea in Erie. Look at that move there. Nice work.
That was awesome by Matt Grouchy. Dunda pushed off the puck by Massey. McLeod for Alexandrov. Tried to do a give and go. Aspero back for the Wildcats. Shot high. That's where they beat Welsh the first time. High on that shoulder.
And Aspero, again playing forward tonight. He's played both forward and D. And he's got some skills to go. And I'm interested in that Darren Rumble is putting him up forward here and using him. He's very mobile in the back end defensively. Former Ulysses High School player. And I think the Wildcats have 3 former Quebec high school players in their roster.
I'll tell you a number Jonathan Aspero is not proud of last year. Minus 46.
Yeah. That's that's something no one's proud of. I was going to say a temperature in the north, and you're not even proud of that if you're in the north.
That might have been enough for the green jacket. I'm not sure.
The green jacket could handle that.
Hudson! That ricochets off Welsh's helmet, I think, and out of play into section 22.
Matt Welsh, brother of the captain on the other side. We've talked about it. Interesting dynamic there. I don't know if the mom and dad are in the crowd tonight.
I'm not sure. They usually make the trip when the two guys play, but I guess now that they're in the same division, that would be a lot more frequent this year. 8 times these teams will meet. They've got another brother, Zachary, coming through the system. He's playing Major Bannon in Halifax.
Maybe the boys can get together and buy a couple of bridge passes. Mom and dad for Christmas.
Maybe they'll save the money, go to the games in Moncton.
No, we need it on the economy here in the island. What are you talking about?
These teams play in Moncton next Saturday night. Jacob Pelche with his best chance of the night.
And we talked about Jacob Pelche in the opening here tonight, and Pelche, of course, first round pick, 3rd overall in the draft, former St. Francois midget, one of that final against Cape Breton West last year, and showing off his skills down the wing. Good job to take away the short side there by Matt Welsh.
You know, I rewatched that TELUS Cup final game the other day.
Yes.
What a game that was. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was tremendous. And Colton Ellis, we talked about, he was excellent in the nets for them, and he's going to get an opportunity with the Oceanique this year.
Well, we saw the Islanders last Saturday at the Apple Dome in Berwick. Stephen Fox had 2 goals in that TELUS Cup final, had 3 goals in our game on Saturday. 2 of them were shorthanded breakaways.
Yeah, no, and how can you not build on that? Tough to replicate when you make history for CBW.
Tough to set a new goal, yeah, that's for sure. Welsh from the blue line, and his brother, like they've done in the basement and in the driveway, makes the save.
And speaking on goaltenders and gear we saw earlier, we'll get another look at the save by Matt Welsh. And watch him come over with the puck, rims around, and he's tracking the puck really well. Good position, brother on brother there at the top of the crease. Story on gear and Colton Ellis. Colton Ellis was training with our goalie coach from the Armada, Max Valancourt. He and his agent was driving to the rink in Boisbriand. This is before last season. He got to the rink, his pads were gone from the back of the half ton. They blew out on the highway in Montreal.
So that's how light they were.
Well, they got them replaced at the Bauer factory, and he wore them all year. Our goalie coach was texting me, he goes, "Those are the gear I got him as a loaner from the Bauer factory after he blew out the back of the truck."
Chance inside Kuzmin. That was McRae, rather. Kuzmin, 13, out there banging away as well.
Kuzmin, Russian, but played in Markham, the old Markham Waxers of the GTHL.
So he would not be an import.
Nope. And I watched him in an exhibition game, and he was dangling between the legs and one hand on the stick and all this kind of jazz.
Whoa, a 3rd hip check, and the 3rd one's the best one from Nick Welsh.
And that hurt Gregor McLeod, a little limp in his stride. He's saying something to Nick Welsh going off.
Hudson Kuzmin scores! It all started by the hip check Welsh, then Kuzmin finishes, took a hit as he released the puck. He's got the go-ahead goal.
Kuzmin, a big body, 6'3", 206. Watch the dangle here, Gregor McLeod. And there's the hip check by Nick Welsh. And sometimes it's not always plays with the puck, but away from the puck. And Jacob Armstrong, they converted up the ice, and Kuzmin, it looks like it may have hit something as Adam Marsh got the shoulder on it. And there's the shot by Kuzmin. He buries it upstairs. Down on the ice and quickly recovered to the bench, looking none the worse for wear.
Looking okay. Kuzmin makes it 2-1 Moncton.
Did you know Nova Scotia has the perfect climate for heat pumps? A heat pump can help reduce your home heating cost, and there are financing options available for getting a heat pump. For more information, novascotiapower.ca/heat pumps.
KKP Charlottetown has something for everyone. They provide digital production, wide format, direct mail, posters, signs, and items for the most challenging marketing needs. Locally owned and operated for 30 years, KKP Charlottetown is ready when you are.
First goal in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League for Daniel Kuzmin.
Like I said, just mentioned, he had all kinds of dangling skills. I saw in the exhibition season. Showed the shot off there, but he was dangling a little bit.
You just had the words out of your mouth, as a matter of fact.
Big guy. 6'3". Got some skills, and again, Roger Shannon and crew gone looking for some guys in the wilds of Ontario.
Just turned 18 in May. Pelche! So the clock is wrong at center ice. It says 45 seconds. We're going to have to change that. Vestorinen tried to dump it in. Now Vestorinen for Haché. Grouchy pushed off the puck by the rookie Pelche. Here's Bauer. Got to get his head up. Turns the puck over. Pelche back the other way again. Pelche shoots, and Matt Welsh makes the save. with 12:54 remaining in the third.
QMJHL Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV is brought to you in part by Burrito Jacks, KKP, a division of the Quick Copy group of companies, and Nova Scotia Power, myheatpump.ca.
Jacob Pelche's shown a bit of flash here in the third period.
Yeah, well, Pelche, we talked about him, the third overall pick in the draft last year, and guys stepping up, getting comfortable, those first night, those opening night jitters, even though some of them have played exhibition games and the not, you know, it's different when the regular season, the puck finally drops and getting a little more comfortable.
Quick and Kuzman, good to see him right back out there. I think he might have just got caught off balance there when he took the shot on the goal and got injured momentarily. There's Noah Massey for King. A lot of congestion at the blue line, an offside or a glove pass, call it whatever you want. Faceoff's going to be in the same spot.
And interesting here, the Islanders only 2 shots this period. They had some energy, some life in that second period, and just to come out here flat, easy period for Mark Grammapower.
Yeah, we haven't even really called his name, have we?
No, not at all. No pressure here. And that's the thing. Some of these guys now, you're in the role when you're limited ice time, and some of the boys who've been third and fourth liners in the past, the minutes catch up to you. You're not used to that stamina of playing, getting into that 20-minute range.
So we've got a telephone to Tim Amell. I don't think there was a near goal, but it might have to do with the time the clock wasn't working here in the building.
They adjusted it 4 times during the play, and the guys behind us looked at our Eastlink clock to get the time adjusted.
Well, I tell you what, Mike, one of the things about Nick Welsh coming here to the Moncton Wildcats is we might hit our quota of hip check.
Oh, the hits and the hits keep on coming. Keith gets it. West. McLeod. Just old-time hockey, and I know there's a few old-timers around the building here tonight who are going, well, I haven't seen one of those in a while. That's how the game should be played.
Let alone 3. I mean, his timing is perfect. None of them were penalties. So whatever the situation was, maybe Tim Amell was getting his supper order in with 12:30 left here in the third.
Now, we got to be careful. We won't get invited to the referee cornboil here.
No.
We don't go to the Christmas party or Christmas cards.
Actually, they usually go to the same place as us after the game.
And stare at us.
Oh, we've been kind tonight, I think.
It's that uncomfortable stare that people give at bars.
Alexandrov goes crashing into the corner. The puck is in the slot. Clavel turns, misses. Alexandrov nowhere to go. Grammapower had the bottom of the net taken away. There's Jacob Hudson. Pulled down by McLeod. Good to see he's back out there after limping off after the Welsh hit. Taylor Egan leaves for Brendan Clavel. Teammates last year, these two guys, Egan and Clavel, with the Pembroke Lumber Kings.
Oh, Pembroke Lumber Kings. And Sheldon Keefe's old team, right? Pembroke Lumber Kings, and they've played a lot of ice tonight. Gerard likes what he sees in them. He's putting them back out there in this, I want to almost say young Islanders D, but it's not young. It's old, but it's
not new. It's just new to us.
Yeah, new to us. It's like a used car, right? An old couple in Copa, Florida every year had it. Oh, they were lightly used in junior A. Lots of minutes left.
Grouchy chips it around Arsenault. Pulled down by Arsenault. Gets back up, battling. Goes back down. Gets back up. Massey pinches in from the blue line. Puck comes loose, gets him covering. Puck ricochets over here. Vestorinen fakes the shot, but Pelche sprawling takes the puck off his stick. Tucker reverses for Jacob Arsenault, 18-year-old out of Summerside. Tucker ahead. Pelche is in behind the D. Jacob Pelche. Vestorinen gets a stick in, and we might. Nope. Hooking is the call.
Jeez.
The Wildcats bench wanted the penalty shot.
Looks like a pretty clear-cut breakaway to me, but they'll take Tim Amell with the hook on Vestorinen. There it is. Right up the middle. Pelche's gone. He's got a step. He's looking to widen his stance to get some balance there. Vestorinen comes through, and the stick comes through, and the Islanders bench is kind of wondering, saying he just came down across him.
Well, he lifted the stick, but then got it into the hand.
Yeah, he gets parallel. That's when you're going to get that call.
It was actually a decent defensive play. But it results in a hooking penalty. Wildcats go to the power play, already up by 1.
2 shots, you can see in our graphic tonight for the Wildcats in this power play. Oh, Brady Pataki and Matt Hicks sends Jacob Arsenault over the ice with a hip check of his own.
Arsenault back up as he comes into your picture.
Jacob Arsenault, former Sherwood, Parkdale Falcon, just down the road here in Sherwood, PEI. Played Bantam hockey there, then went to Notre Dame.
The old Falcons uniforms were some of the best in the history of hockey.
And he's from the western end of the island, Summerside area himself, but played Bantam in Sherwood and then went to Notre Dame. And midget and junior out there, and Roger Shannon signed him as a free agent.
Pelche puts it on net. They'll call that one a shot on goal. Easiest one of the night for Welsh. Anderson McDonald around the net. Pelche controls on the hash marks. Pataki battling in front. Pelche to the point for Nick Welsh. Arsenault wants the puck. Here he gets it. Back across the ice, but fans on the pass. That'll give a chance for Samuel Meisenheimer to rag some time. Now he's going to give it a shot. Meisenheimer, poke check. Nice stick by Welsh.
Nick Welsh, he has to get consideration for starters.
Absolutely. And I'm a little surprised that Moncton got him. I thought we would see him go home to Halifax and be their 20-year-old defenseman, which they're lacking right now.
Well, a few people thought that, and and interesting, you never know what's going on behind the scenes.
Well, Halifax's loss is certainly the Moncton Wildcats gain right now.
Yeah, definitely. It's been lights out.
Nick Welsh. Shot blocked by Grouchy, but he can't clear. McDonald has room. McDonald, second chance, and Matt Welsh makes the save. 25 seconds left in the Vestorinen hooking penalty. Hudson takes a hit from Massey, who gets the arms up. McDonald comes to get the puck. Back for Welsh. All he's missing is a goal tonight. McKenna, cross ice. Anderson McDonald, whoa, from one knee. And Matt Welsh gets over to make the save.
Great save by Matt Welsh there on Anderson McDonald, one of the pure snipers in the league. That's a big save to keep the Islanders in this game.
I'll tell you what, Mike, that was a heck of a play by McDonald just to get a shot away.
Yeah.
That takes skill. Tucker rips it in around the boards. Dunda coming off the bench. Pache. Dunda is huge.
He's huge, but he's light in his feet. He's gone down fairly easy a few times tonight.
Tucker from the blue line. Welsh finds it through the crowd.
Matt Welsh holds the Islanders in here. Let's get a look at this play. Moncton moving that puck around on the down low, and there's that cross crease pass from his knees. Anderson McDonald took that feed from Jerry McKenna, and Matt Welsh gets across the square up to it.
If you've never played the game, you may not realize how hard it is to get anything on the puck when you're on your knees, because you have no base. And he got a lot on that shot.
Well, and Anderson McDonald is not a small guy either. He's coming across there in that play. He's 6'2". So that stick and you're down on your knees, not easy at all. Shows you the skill of McDonald.
LeCoute went down, tried to sell a high stick on the forecheck. Ross Wellner wasn't buying. Bauer. That was a play by Desjardins. And quietly steady, and they always say about defense, Mike, if you don't notice them, they're probably doing a good job.
Yeah, like referees.
You were pretty quick firing that one out there.
Well, it's the truth.
It is the truth, absolutely. G. Blackmore moves it to the left side for Aspero. Vestorinen's been a lot more physical here tonight, and in year number 2 for him.
Well, that's the thing. He looks like he's stretched out.
And that's probably the exit meeting and the entry meeting this year with Jim Holton and staff is you got to compete more, you got to contribute more. We need you, and we saw it in the first period. Defensively, he looked strong in front of the net, winning a lot of those battles. So it'll be interesting to watch his progression this season.
Westarinen at the blue line, goes D to D. Clavel. Graham Bauer, halfway out in the blue paint, makes the save.
Mark Graham Bauer rocking the check flag in the back of that. I wonder if he's going to leave the bridge on it and paint it like Moncton.
Reverse direction?
Well, why not? And there we see them moving around. A good job by Mark Graham Bauer. He's got the Confederation bridge on it, and New Brunswick likes to claim part of it. He could just put that in like blue and red.
Put it in French.
Trying to help him out. He might like the mask. There could be layers he peels off. There's a Gatineau Olympic torch. There's an Armada ship under there.
The Truro Bearcats tee.
He could, like... Oh, no, we're getting carried away here now. It's a 2-1 game, not a 12-1 game.
They'll never catch Daryl McCollum. 6.5 minutes left in the third.
Daryl's getting his UPEI tracksuit on this year.
Daryl McCollum and Cody Donaghy are the Mike Sillingers of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League.
If you're looking to get some garb, go to a yard sale, and Cody Donaghy's family or the McCollums have a sale. Tracksuits, shirts, jerseys. And there's a look at Brody MacArthur, former Kensington Wild midget, Summerside cap last year. 50 games, 50 points in the MHL. We had a chance to see him a few times.
Well, we saw one of the strangest games in Junior A hockey history, and I think MacArthur had like 6 points that night. It was like, what was it, like a 10-8 game or something crazy?
Against Miramichi, right?
Yeah.
And Miramichi was like the top team. We're in Summerside a couple times.
Absolutely.
This season, right?
We get to see the Edmundston Blizzard in Summerside.
Is that their name, the Blizzard?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't been
you
tracking
wanted it to be the Oilers or the
I thought well, be careful on that second one.
Well, that's a football team.
Look at cards and letters.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Do they still send cards and letters?
No, just hateful tweets.
Do you get hateful tweets?
Hateful anonymous tweets.
Anonymous?
Usually, if they're mean-spirited.
To which one of your Twitter personalities are they sending these?
Inside 6 minutes left. You can tell Mike and I haven't seen each other in a while.
No.
Waringa, right wing for McKenna. He got the scoring started tonight. We're getting into crunch time now. Mika Sear, cross ice. Pelche gets there first. McKenna. He's got Egan wrapped all over him. Mika Sear to the point. Welsh looking for a tip or a rebound off that shot. Oh! Gets hit by Sear, and the door opens up. I hope he's okay.
He kind of held his stomach a little bit into the bench. And Islanders with 6 guys on the ice again. I don't know if there's a call here or not. Matt Hicks is pointing.
This might be too many men against Moncton. We're going to take a look at the replay, see what they call. And when we come back, Daniel Kuzmin and his Moncton Wildcats will try and hang on for the win in Game 1.
KKP Charlottetown and newest location KKP Halifax are proud to sponsor this broadcast. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, they offer quality product and service for all your printing needs, large or small. KKP, yes, we can. Did you know that heat pumps work year-round, keeping you warm in winter and providing cool comfort during the summer? A heat pump can reduce humidity, pollens, and allergens. For more information, novascotiapower.ca/heat pumps.
Excitement here. The ace has been drawn in the Chase Their Ace draw. George McDonald, the former mayor of Charlottetown,
no way,
from decades ago, former junior high principal, draws it there. They're showing it in-house in the crowd. Biggest cheer of the night. The ace is drawn.
Not bad. 13 grand, I think.
14,000 on something. Yeah. Not a bad night to come to the rink.
Well, back on the ice. There's 5:15 left. There was no penalty called. We're still not sure why they blew the whistle, to be completely honest with you. But it's a face-off in the Moncton Wildcats zone.
5:15 here left. The Islanders really got to push here. Not much energy. Only 3 shots on net this period.
Interesting that it's Marsh, Alexandrov, and Grouchy, not Gregor McLeod out there.
McLeod's been sharp tonight.
Maybe trying to sneak him out there on another line. Or maybe he's still feeling that Nick Welsh hit. Time will tell.
Moncton out shooting 16-3 this period.
Marsh tried to touch it ahead for Grouchy. Wasn't there. Marsh gets the puck back. He's surrounded by Wildcats, though, and he was stopped, so he plays it into the corner. Welsh. Through center, off the tacky now. Kuzman.
Kuzman. Big, long reach on him there. He's got some skills, like we said. Hard to defend against with that big stick.
Aspero. Happy to bring the puck deep in the zone. Kill off some time on the clock. Might drop penalty. Meisenheimer had him in a bear hug. Sam King leading the forecheck. We've got an offside. He was leading the forecheck because he was ahead of the play.
UMJHL Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV is brought to you in part by Burrito Jacks, KKP, a division of the Quick Copy group of companies, and Nova Scotia Power, myheatpump.ca.
4:02 left in the third period. Moncton with a third period goal by Daniel Kuzman have the lead. Offside as Aspero was a step ahead of Jacob Hudson.
And there's Jacob Hudson. We've talked about him quite a bit tonight. 5'8", 188 he's listed as, but he plays with every ounce and every centimeter.
Yeah, and he doesn't look like a guy who's listed as 5'8". He might be one of those guys that's easier to jump over than walk around.
Yeah. Moncton took him in the 4th round back here in Charlottetown in 2016. 45 points last year for Cape Breton West.
I remember watching him in his first year with Cape Breton West. He was raw, and he's really put together his game over the last couple of years.
Well, he found his niche. He's working hard, and I'm sure he's going to carry that over the major junior level and really refine his hockey sense of things.
Massey works his way into the slot. That's as far as he'll get. Grouchy's back out there with Getson and Bauer. Double shifting. Weak shot. Not much in the way of threatening offense, really, since the flurry just after their goal back in the second period.
After their goal, and then to end the second period, the Islanders came with a bit of energy, and you got to play 60. I'm sure that's going to be the message going here tonight. No matter the outcome from Jim Holton, you got to get 60 full minutes, guys.
Icing call, top line out for the Islanders. Interesting to see if Darren Rumble chooses to take his time out here. He will not.
So now in the NHL this year, you can't take your time out, correct?
I like that.
Yeah.
Hunter Drew, D-to-D pass, Vestorinen. Into the slot for Marsh. Marsh has a man back door, couldn't get him the puck. Dunda winding it up on the right side. Comes back to the left side. Poke check by McLeod, who's back out there with his line. Here's Gregor McLeod. Alexandrov through the middle. Marsh on the left. Gravitbauer out to get it. Now he's feeling the pressure. And he neatly grabs the puck as he was on his way back into the net.
Bounced up to it. Now, Mark Gravitbauer has a history of some interesting adventures. Kind of takes after his idol, obviously, Dominic Hasek, sometimes in his puck handling. You never know what you're going to get here. Little spinorama, whoop, right on the tape, bounces right up into him, and they had him Marsh with a chuckle. Something in it, a little whisper in his ear.
Deflected on the way through, shot by Vestorinen. Chase Tone, excuse me. That's a tough one for me.
You'll get it figured out.
All respect to Chase Tone.
There's no E on it.
Tone Loaf. It's like Tone Loaf. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's done. It's engraved now. Ton. It's Canton. Remember? The Canton. You're practicing in your head right now. I know that.
McKenna Forechecking for the Wildcats. Ian Peltier working down below the goal line, inside 2 minutes left. Casey, haven't seen much of Thomas Casey tonight.
A little bit early on, but he spent most of the second period on the pine.
Peltier in front, Sear rolls off the toe of his stick.
I think Jim Holton just looking for some energy here from his team, which looks really flat at this point in the game.
Coming over the boards is the top line. Goaltender Welsh gone to the bench. 6-on-5 for the Charlottetown Islanders. Nick Welsh going to send it right down. Dunda tips it in. The old deflection from the neutral zone. And it's 3-1 Moncton.
Nick Welsh, what a night. In his debut as captain, the Moncton Wildcats from behind the net, puts it through the middle, and there's the redirect by Nick Dunda Liam Dunda celebrating, and he's done the Islanders in. He's Dunda.
6th round pick of the St. Louis Blues, Liam Dunda. And he gets his first Q goal into an empty net, a deflection from center ice.
In 2015. Big body guy. One of those guys, he just looks like he hasn't filled out. He's listed as 217 pounds, but he's a thin-looking guy.
Simone LeCoultre's taken a delay of game penalty as he chipped the puck over the glass from inside his own blue line. So that'll send Matt Welsh back to the bench, and the Islanders will put a push on.
Good look at it here. Gaultier just flips it right up over the board. You can see the reaction. The head flip right away. No, dear.
Charlottetown Islanders have taken their 30-second timeout.
Jim Holton trying to come up with some magic here. No sprung. No slapping. Looking grouchy. Marsh. McLeod bringing it tonight. They were good early on this line. Let's see if they got some magic left in them here in this final minute. The Islanders coming in tonight. Chris Abbott with home openers.
Under the Charlottetown Islanders rebrand, had never lost the season opener.
The Charlottetown Islanders have never lost a season opener in the queue. PEI Rocket, maybe.
Lost a few. Alexandrov. Oh, the puck rolls away from him as he tried to put it on net. Grouchy for Alexandrov. 6-on-4. Islanders on the KKP power play. Grouchy. Egan rips it wide. Desjardins, look at that. Good work. And it's clear.
You have to see Taylor Egan's wheels here.
That goes out of play. 10 seconds left.
Adam Marsh showed some flashes tonight of excellence for the Islanders. Obviously something to build on, and a quick turnaround for Charlottetown with the Mooseheads coming to town tomorrow.
Ironically, the Mooseheads spending the night in Moncton tonight. They played in St. John last night. So they couldn't get a hotel room anywhere in Charlottetown.
Busy spot, I'm telling you. Tourism season's been wicked.
Nick Welsh will kill the remaining time off the clock. So a successful return to Charlottetown for Mark Ramitbauer and the Moncton Wildcats. First guy there to congratulate him is Nick Welsh, who might have been the best player on either side tonight.
Very good night for Nick Welsh. And great start if you're the Moncton Wildcats when you think about last season. kick off the season with a win.
They won their first game last year, too. Let's hope it doesn't go the same way that season. I don't think it will. They've got a good little group here. Time to take a look now at our myheatpump.ca cool play of the game.
Get a look at it here. Great passing play and a great shot. Kuzma, nifty little play off the side by Jake Hudson, and he feeds him. Danny shot.
myheatpump.ca and Nova Scotia Power presented the cool play of the game. Let's look at tonight's 3 stars. Gregor McLeod had a good effort for the Charlottetown Islanders, scored their only goal. Mark Granite-Bauer with 24 saves. And Nicholas Welsh is the first star tonight, 2 assists, and he's standing by with Matt Beardsley.
Actually, we have the first goal scorer of the night, Chris, Jeremy McKenna, Summerside kid. Jeremy, 1-1, and you guys scored to take the lead and really shut down the Islanders after that. What, if anything, did you do differently after they tied the hockey game?
I think we just stuck to it. We kept working. I thought everyone was going, and it was nice to get that first win for the guys, and we're going to roll into the next game this weekend.
Goal scorers always like to get one early in the year. You got one in the first period. How good does it feel to get that first one out of the way right away?
Yeah, it feels good. I'm just happy about the team, and it was a big win, and we're just going to keep rolling and have a great season here.
Obviously, it's a turnaround season for this hockey club. It's very early. It's the very first game, but how important to get off on a good start?
It's really important. I think this group, we're gelling really well, and we're just looking towards the future and having a great season here, and just keep rolling on.
Jeremy, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Jeremy McKenna of the Moncton Wildcats. You can take off, Jeremy.
Thank you.
All right. Just a reminder of our next 2 sports broadcasts on Eastlink TV. Tomorrow night is the Maritime Hockey League. We're at the Rath Eastlink Community Center in Truro. For the Valley Wildcats and the Truro Bearcats, we're on the air at 7 o'clock. And then Monday, back in Halifax for some Nova Scotia High School football, on the air at 7 o'clock with Prince Andrew High and Sir John A. So once again, your final score tonight from the Eastlink Center in Charlottetown. The Moncton Wildcats defeat the Charlottetown Islanders by a score of 3-1. On behalf of Chris, Mike, and the rest of the hard-working men and women of Eastlink TV Sports, I'm Matt Beardsley. Thanks for watching Friday Night Hockey on Eastlink TV. We are the Maritimes' #1 sports channel. Good night from Charlottetown.